team.
All right, so we're over here at SoFi Stadium. A lot of beautiful Cowboy fans coming through.
Hola, como, like, hey, get it.
It is getting wild out here at SoFi Stadium. We're doing shots. We got whiskey. It's going down. That's how Cowboy fans do it. All the Camp Maniacs out there.
How about them Cowboys?
We walk what I'm calling a Dallas Cowboys corridor. As you can tell, we are at a Cowboys home game. Yes, I understand that we are in Los Angeles, Inglewood, technically SoFi Stadium, but this is basically AT&T West. So follow me this way. We're gonna see if we can find a couple of fans. We are infiltrating enemy territory. The Cowboy fans are doing it right. We got the signage, we got the great food, we got the inflatables. Thoughts on today's game?
We're gonna beat the shit out of them.
Woo! You see this right here? How do you feel about today's game?
We better win, that's all I know.
How do you feel about Dak Prescott after last week's performance?
Dak Prescott has been very consistent with the division. He has took us back-to-back 12-5 seasons. You know what I mean? His winning record is above. You can say what you want about the past 7 years, but on our division, he has been owning it for years.
Are you a Dak rider or are you a Dak hater?
Before he broke his finger, I was a rider. Now, nah. They need to let him go now.
You know Dak Prescott's watching this right now, right? Actually follows the Camp Fan podcast.
Woo! Let's go!
Let's go, baby! Cowboys Nation, son! Let's go! Cowboys Nation represent! Cowboys Nation represent! Let's go! Get out of here!
Crack 'em if you got 'em.
Crack 'em if you got 'em, son. All day, every day.
Crack 'em if you got 'em, Seattle.
Here we are at Lumen Field. And is that a Harry Potter reference? Maybe. I don't know. I've casted a lot of Lumen spells.
Lumen videos.
We want to see Deuce represent. We want to see him repeat. I want some repeats. And I don't need 3 beats if they repeat.
I don't need 3 beats.
I don't need
if
3
they
beats.
repeat.
If they repeat. Let's go.
You don't think we're gonna make the postseason?
Maybe wild card.
So this is
Maybe wild card.
This is where I'm like, I'm good for a good ribbing, but like to say we're not gonna make the postseason, now I can't even argue with you. Because you've oh god.
You know it too. You know it.
Who's your quarterback?
Fucking we got
This is our year.
Look at those dudes. Look at those dudes. Look at those dudes. Look at those dudes. Let's go!
Let's go, Cowboys! Let's go, baby! Cowboys Nation showing up!
Most pristine athletes in modern history playing in the NFL. Even the offensive linemen are incredibly athletic. I mean, these guys are over 300 pounds, and you know they can
not only the size, but the speed of the linemen. Are you kidding
fly
me?
on the field.
You're telling me a guy that's 330 pounds meant to block a guy that's 290 pounds is faster than me, a sporty 240?
High 240. High 240. High 240.
I could beat any one of those guys right now, and I've drank a 6-pack.
What? You're wearing Crocs!
My 40 time is better than any of them.
Erroneous!
Erroneous!
Erroneous! Erroneous on all accounts!
I've never been more sure of anything in my life.
How'd I do?
13-5.
Final quarter, here we go, baby!
CD for the CD, baby!
And I'm going for 2.
Woo!
I don't know why my safety was just playing off so far.
Tackle him!
Yeah, well, I might be a boomer, but you sound like a pipsqueak. You don't even know how old I am.
No!
you little shit. You didn't win the game, I lost it.
Make sure you know where he is because he understands how to
Call
get
that a
open
throw?
in key situations.
I might be old, but at least I don't still piss my pants.
Protect you and your loved ones with Crackem VPN.
Ever heard the game Marry, Kill? Okay, like, yeah, I'm gonna give you 3 people, and you're gonna decide who will you marry, who will you who will you kill?
Okay.
Jerry Jones, Dak Prescott, and Tony Romo.
Marry Jerry. He's got all the monies. Probably Tony. Dak Prescott. Gotta kill him.
I'm gonna Romo.
She's gonna with Romo.
I'm gonna marry Dak.
She's gonna marry Dak.
I'm gonna kill Jones.
She's gonna kill Jerry Jones. Who will you marry, kill between Jerry Jones, Dak Prescott, and then Tony Romo?
I'm out. Jerry Jones, you.
So Jerry?
Jerry Jones, you.
Okay.
You.
Who will you marry, Dak Prescott or Tony Romo?
Tony Romo. Tony Romo.
So that means you would kill Dak?
Yes.
Marry Dak, kill Jerry Jones,
Jerry Jones, poor Jerry.
Tony Romo.
Why not? He's probably one of the best commentators, announcers on the game right now.
Tony Romo? That's mine. That's mine.
Jerry Jones, right now. Right now.
You heard it here, guys. You heard it.
We need trash can.
Oh, here we go.
AJ, you have to sleep in this for the night. Yeah. Football we already got. AJ's trying to take a piss right now. Trash can.
Stickers.
Stickers.
Couple stickies.
Couple stickies.
Yes.
So we got a trash can. We're gonna go test it out in the toy aisle.
You're not getting it first.
First try.
He's not getting it. Give these guys a shot. They'll win a jersey if they get it. Oh, none of us made it. Come on, Dad. You get a free Cowboys jersey if you get it. None of us have made it. Dad's going for a shot. Come on, let's get it. Oh, that was the closest one.
Felt like the closest.
That gross?
Yeah. We all missed it, so don't worry about it. We missed it. You guys going to the game tomorrow? Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
Us too.
Not only are we giving away 3 jerseys for whoever can toss a football into that can, we're also going to be leaving the can so someone can take that home too.
Look, there's still practicing. Dolly Parton set.
Guys, what are you doing here?
Game day, baby.
Game day, baby. Woo!
Kickoff's a month away.
Yeah, but we gotta get our reps in.
Yeah. They train, we train. Crack 'em, bro.
No, it's 7:30 and it's a Wednesday.
Road pop.
Oh! No, I'm going to work and I'm driving. Get out of my car. That means we got him.
Super Bowl! Super Bowl! Super Bowl!
Let's get it.
Guys, can we just get one? I mean,
Let's just get one. Doing the mojo moment. We got Dak Prescott in there. What they do is they're running one play, and then right after they just kick a field goal. TP20 to the
out
outside.
to the left, gets tackled
Swallowed
behind the
up.
line by Micah. Micah and his gang.
The linebacker.
Linebacker gets
So they're going to come back out. Again, it's going to be Aubrey. He missed his first field goal
Was it
attempt.
short or left?
Aubrey missed left. Let's see if he can put it through this time. It is
Short!
short.
What the
Over 3.
That was like a 50-yard field goal.
Oh, was it?
That was a 50-yard attempt.
Yeah, but it needed to be 54 yards.
I mean,
that's over
you
3.
still, you gotta at least get the distance.
Go for 2.
You know, get the distance.
Just go for the first down conversion. Kicking is still a big problem.
Yeah, you're going to run into those, and it's the distance though. Accuracy, okay, you can miss that from 50, I'll give you that. But if you're not hitting it, if you're not kicking it 50 yards, so the issue right now, that was...
Grab yourself a Chang and have fun, cause AJ's drunk. Oh, AJ's drunk. And we got a guest today. Buckle up, baby. It's a Sunday service.
Anyone that's listening to this for the first time, they're like, did I click the Cowboys podcast or the Cowboys show? Because I have no idea what that theme song is. But welcome to the Sunday service, and we have a very special one for you guys today. Not only do, like Adam just said or sang, do we have a drunk Alex Johnson all the way over in Thailand, but we also have a big guest, one of our close friends from across the pond, and a guy that we've actually met in person. So I put that up on top of people that we've met. If we've met you in real life, you're up here. And he was a beauty in real life. He was a beauty in real life. So we have Mike Poland, writer from Blogging the Boys. What is going on, Mike?
Yeah, all good, all good. How are you guys? I missed you guys so much.
You.
It's like we got to see you all in November for Thanksgiving. And it was just like unceremoniously ended. And I was sitting on the plane and I was thinking of all the people I met. And I probably missed you guys the most.
Oh, we like that. We appreciate that. AJ, how are you doing? I could feel your 1,000-yard stare from all the way over here. How are you doing today or tonight, whatever time it is in Thailand?
Well, look, when we decided to do a 12 p.m. PST episode, and Mike, I know this might not equivalent for your time, but I said, look, I can either go to bed, get a couple Z's, or I can just stay up and fucking get half cut. And I chose the latter. Okay.
Yeah, well, after listening to that, I need to crack him if you got him.
Cracker if you got him for Drunk Jay and Mike Poland, baby.
Bandwagon Boy 1, how are you?
Good. Yeah, you know what? WrestleMania weekend, so I'm wearing our classic our Can Fan Maniac shirt. It's only been around for half of last season, so gotta respect the WrestleMania weekend.
Yeah,
and,
fair.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. Like Mike said, it's nice to see familiar face that we've met in IRL.
IRL dip.
Adam, I have a question.
Sure.
How do you feel about day one of the WrestleMania? I guess it's a 2-day event. So how do you feel about day one?
You know what? I thought the card yesterday was going to be awesome. And it was good for the most part. I actually really liked the tag team match. You popped by for it.
I popped by for the main event.
So
main event of day one.
Main event of day one. It was good. Overall, it was solid. I think with Vince gone and Triple H is like the guy who's the Triple H and The Rock really kind of shepherding where the stories are going to go. It feels a little bit fresh. They're doing a lot of exciting things. I think with The Rock coming in a couple months ago, they thought he was just going to slide in and be his baby face, but the fans kind of turned on him, and I was like, oh, this is going to be interesting to see how they recover from that, because The Rock's so used to coming in and being able to do The Rock style stuff and have these big pops, and he turned into heel, and it's been it paid off, I think, last night. So it'll be interesting to see what happens on tonight.
Yeah, and for more of that nerd talk, you can head over to WWE Can Fan. But this is Cowboys Can Fan, baby, and we're going to talk some Dallas Cowboys, and we're going to talk some Dallas Cowboys draft. And as you can see, you want to talk heel? You shut your mouth right now.
The funny thing is, every time he gets mad about us going, because I'm honored, I'm the people's champ.
You are.
I see the chat. Every time we talk about wrestling, it's like you start to see comments pop up in the chat about wrestling. So he thinks it's not our audience for the Cowboys, but hey, I know it is.
What I was trying to say is check out this fresh draft cap.
Okay, well, let's talk about that. So I ordered.
Nice.
So that was a gift from myself. So I almost want to take it back now for him doing that to me. I ordered a draft hat. They sent me the wrong one.
And this is the one I was going to
order. And that's the one that Ant wanted. So Switcheroony. Yeah. So I said, give me the right hat. So they're sending me the right hat. Hopefully it gets here before the draft show. Ants will be the. I said, hey, do you want to? They're going to send me a return slip. I'm just not going to return it. If they charge me, they charge me. If not, guess what? We booshin', baby.
We booshed.
But now I'm going to make. Now, guess what? Now you're going to fucking pay for it for that fucking attitude.
Hey, you're right on pace for your F-bombs on this show, too, from
that's
last
all.
one. Okay, guys, before we jump into draft stuff, there's been a little bit of rumors, well, a bunch of rumors in this offseason. And we're going to start off with the latest one about Micah Parsons and how he has kind of worn thin for Cowboys Nation. And Mike, I want to ask you, like, how much do you actually buy into these articles when you see the people saying that Micah's wearing thin on the Office in the Star, people in the Star?
Yeah, you kind of like, I take it with a pinch of salt, right? Because you have to. One, it's the draft season, it's the off season. Stories get tired quickly, so they have to come up with new and fresh ideas. Like, yeah, you right. Trust me on this one. From speaking to people at Dallas before, this sort of thing doesn't bother them. Right? If they were talking negatively or giving too much information about the Dallas Cowboys away, they would have a problem. They don't have a problem with people having their own interests outside of Dallas. They just don't. And what the 105 fans guys were saying is that they didn't like how he's so active on Twitter, on social media, and he's got the podcast. And they're saying that that's something they don't like. No, they don't care. At the end of the day, is Micah Parsons ranking first in the NFL last season's in pressures? Yes. Did he rank 6 in sacks? Yeah. And what's the problem? You know, that's how the Cowboys will see it. They're guaranteed.
AJ, I got to ask you, do you think these rumors, like they're talking about, you hear trades even right now, like in any world, do you think there's a possibility that Micah Parsons gets traded?
I mean, look, if you're, my goodness, absolutely not. This is what I'm hoping, right? Like, Micah Parsons is someone who you keep on your team to the end. Okay, he's just too much of a fucking game changer to pass up on, and all of this noise, I think, is just kind of I don't want to say clickbait, because
no, it is.
Perhaps right, it totally is. But for fairness, I just want to say, like, I think that it's like more than likely just people putting something out there that they heard. I hate this. I heard from a source and not actually giving the name of the source. Yeah. And I understand that, like, you got to protect the people who give you that information. I understand that, but it just really rubs me the wrong way. And I think Bryant said it best.
Oh, hey, we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that.
I know. I don't want to pop my top too early. But look, the reality is that Micah Parsons is a once in a I don't know, dynasty lifetime type of player, where, look, the Cowboys have done this before. There was a story about a player, and you guys fill me in on these blanks here, where he fell asleep and got booted from the boys, and so did I think it was Troy Aikman, and they're like, yeah, but it's Troy Aikman, and that's the same scenario. It's like, yeah, I don't give a shit what Micah Parsons does. He's Micah Parsons. Like, you know, you keep him on the team. You don't fucking think about trading him. You sign the motherfucker. Bring him back. And I don't care how much, I don't care that he rubs the equipment manager the wrong way.
Ooh, easy.
Like,
easy.
deal with it.
Easy.
Making some claims there.
Well, that's funny that you bring up trade, and
Deal with it.
This is kind of a question for all of you, but Ad, you can lead out with it. For Micah Parsons, like to trade Micah Parsons, what would you guys have to get to even consider? Like, what would make you happy if, say, tomorrow you woke up and breaking news dropped by Mike Poland on Blogging the Boys that Micah Parsons had been traded? What would you have to read in Mike's article that would make you be like, well, at least they got what he was worth?
Yeah, a fourth and a fifth round in the 2027 draft is what I'd be. like Micah Parsons getting traded, like you are getting round 1 picks. You're I mean,
multiple.
I don't even know. Like
I would say,
you need a lot.
Well, I'll lead out a little bit.
You lead out.
I was looking because I seen someone post, a guy that I follow. He's a Commanders fan. Don't fault him. He likes the Commanders, but he's a Commanders fan, and he was talking. He had posted the article about Micah Parsons wearing thin, and he kind of made the joke, well, let's get him. Let's get him. And so I went and looked at the Commanders picks this season, and I'm like, dude, that's going to take your second overall pick, your second round pick this year, your first round pick next year, your second round pick next year, and possibly a later day round pick also. Like, you're going to have to give up, I'm going to say, multiple firsts and multiple seconds to even have the Cowboys flinch or even start taking that in consideration.
Right. I can't argue with you. I mean, like, the problem is he is probably as a player, as a pass rusher, and for what he is, the commodity, he's so expensive in terms of draft capital. You would be probably exchanging players, tied with draft picks to try and seal the deal.
Yeah, it's something that's just, I don't think is going to happen. And back to, like, we talked about it a bunch too. I was pretty vocal about it. Like, his playoffs stats haven't been up to par, but he has only played in the league for 3 years, right? Like, he is still young. Today's athlete, this is just the start of it. If you're mad at a superstar player having a podcast during the season, well, you better get used to it, because we're in the first wave of athletes doing it, right? And it's just going to keep getting bigger and bigger. You even see guys that are like, I mean, Jonathan Hankins, our defensive interior from last year, he has a podcast, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to see.
Well, you look at the Colorado Buffaloes. Deion Sanders encourages the amount of social media and have a podcast and make sure you're out there and you're getting yours. So you can look at guys like Travis Hunter, who's arguably going to go number 1 overall, possibly in next year's draft, if he declares that he's going to draft next year. And he has a YouTube channel. He has multiple podcasts. They're all out there doing these things right now anyways.
And you got to consider this too. Like, okay, so I used to be on the side of I don't like Micah Parsons doing his podcast because it takes away from his football activity. But look, we are in this and I'm arguing against myself now, okay? So we are in this world now where that's just part and parcel, okay? And that's their biggest defense to all of these claims that just come out in mainstream media, where they can actually speak their own mind. And I don't hate that. I think that's actually really good. I think we all would prefer that the player stays off social media as much as they can anyways. But if they are going to be involved in it, and I don't want to be a controlling factor and being like, you can't say this yet. 103.5, the fan can say this. It becomes really hard to reasonably, say that they are not able to speak their mind. And so,
well, you said the one thing earlier, AJ. You said, I hate hearing stuff being leaked and then having no source. And I kind of poked fun at that a little bit. It was the Carton show. The Carton show. He had made a post that Dak Prescott was going to be getting traded, and he said that they didn't know if it was true, but there's smoke in Dallas. So I kind of just poked fun at it, saying that we heard from our sources that Dak Prescott was getting traded. And I just said to just trust us, bro. And people took it seriously. They like, I put the post side by side. I thought people were going to get the fact that I was just, talking, like poking a little fun at that guy's post. Yeah, tongue in cheek. But everyone's like, oh yeah, you have trust us, bro, as your source. I'm like, yes, that's
the joke.
That was the point. That was the point.
That is the joke. I don't have a source, but it's just as easy for me to pretend that I have a source and say whatever the hell I want. Alex could be my source. Alex could tell me that Micah Parsons is getting traded tomorrow for a first-round pick. I can post that on anything, on X, on Twitter, whatever the hell you want to call it, and all I have to just say is I'm not saying my source. So it's kind of a stupid world. And Mike, you're a writer, so you must deal with this kind of shit all the time. Do you at least post your sources, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, like see, like the thing I always like to do is like I don't like to do the rumor thing. Like I just rather give you the facts. Like it's just that you just want to build a level of trust that people will listen to you when you talk. And if you just say things for the sake of saying things, and then you turn around, because this has actually come back on the guys from 105 The Fan. I don't know if you've seen, but like, they've been blocking boys on Twitter and social media.
J-Tuck.
They blocked J-Tuck.
Yeah, for that very reason, because they know that they'll call them out. And because if you're not going to deliver the full facts, then all you're doing is you're just spinning and you're just making noise. And outside noise is worth nothing. And so, like, there are boys that will deal with it, with SB Nation and other places as well. They'll go down that avenue. But for myself, I just rather stay clear of it. It's a minefield once you start going down of just plain rumor. Even if you've got a source, I just rather like stay clear of it. I'll just give you the facts when I know that they are facts.
See, if I have a source on anything juicy, I'm giving it. I'm bringing the drama down. Luckily, I have no sources. I have no sources other than AJ.
Yeah, and you're never gonna get sources because you just said I'm exposing my sources.
Tell me off the record, and I'm lighting you up. If you want to talk shit, if you want to be greasy, you're getting your name in the paper, baby.
Yeah, no, off the record stuff. Yeah, that happens a lot. Like you get that a load, but I'd rather not go down the road of being like, I'm going to use my off the record, because that's what I think has happened with 105 is at the end of the day. So they've landed themselves in hot water a couple of times now over the last couple of months. They've done a few things, and I think it's just to try and increase their notoriety. And this is another thing. And I think what's happened with this particular conversation is they've taken something that's been talked off the record. That's the feel I get. And then they've used it. And that's why they're not willing to give the sources. Although the source that has probably said something is regretting it now.
I got to ask you a question, Mike. If when I use you calling out 105.3 in one of our reels, are you going to be upset with me?
Yeah. I got, and the thing is, I got to be careful because I am friends with a few of the guys in 105. But, I'll call a spade.
All love 105.
Yeah. But, you just got to call a spade a spade.
Yep. Definitely. Couldn't agree more.
Ultra Cowboy. Sorry, go ahead, AJ. I know you've been dying to AJ something here.
Look, I know. All I'm saying is I have no hate towards 103.5 for dropping that bombshell. Okay. And it's warranted, absolutely. If you hear noise, you gotta speak it, and I think we all appreciate that, okay? But the reality is there are tiers of players, okay? Micah Parsons in a tier where he can do a lot of damage, and it should not affect where he is with the Cowboys, right? Now, if J-Ron Curse, God love him, speaks up and does the same thing, he might get cut, okay? Because he's just not in that same tier as Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons is a A+ level, or dare I say, Super Saiyan, and if I can,
you said it.
Yeah, Super Saiyan level. A player where I don't really care what he does as long as he's able to play football. And that might sound obnoxious, but it's the truth.
OnlyFans, you're okay with his OnlyFans account if he has one?
If he's doing foot jobs for $5, I do not. Yeah.
Fair enough.
And I'll sign. I want to kind of sign up. Not that I'm into foot jobs or not that I'm into like males.
We'd all be signing up. We'd all be signing up.
We just want to see what's going on.
Hey, yo.
The weird thing about you saying foot jobs for $5, that I'm more worried that he has some sort of heavy addiction, because he should not be doing anything for $5. One thing I wanted to one thing I wanted to say is, in this article, the Cowboys, led chiefly by Jerry Jones' family, have found ways to leak complaints about certain players when it's time to give them contracts in a way to regain some sort of leverage. Dallas did this with former wide receiver Des Bryant, current quarterback Dak Prescott, and now it seems like they're trying to do that to Micah Parsons. It's just kind of funny how it always happens right around the time that the guy's about to get his bag. You have to look at that. Like, there is something to that.
Yeah. I can see where where people are going with that. Yeah, it is crazy that it's like, it's almost a conspiracy theory, but it actually is a conspiracy theory that has some leverage, some weight to it. Because when you see it, it does come up time and time again. You could even say the same thing with Dak that happened a few weeks ago, and you're kind of like, oh, look, yeah, it is that reoccurring thing that crops up. But I will say that, I mean, there's plenty of stories on this one, but they will protect their players too. They will go out and they will financially protect their players on top of that. So I sometimes, when I see that and you see this happening, I wonder where it's going, whether it is just perchance, whether it's just happenstance that this is going on. Because I know of plenty of stories. I mean, they've done it with Mike Irvin, where they'll protect the players. Mike Irvin stabbed a guy in the locker room.
Yeah. Which is awesome. I think that's, yeah. I mean, we need more locker room stabbings, if you ask me. Got to keep someone in check.
Yeah. Ultra Cowboy saying that it's not the Jones in this case, it's Dak's people. He's saying that all of this stuff seems to be coming out after the contract.
So Dak's people are leaking stuff about Micah?
Yeah, so to try to saying that Dak's worried about not getting re-signed.
Well, that's even that's even crazier of a conspiracy. If you ask me.
Yeah.
That's like
yeah. He goes. Dak knows that Micah is the new leader and needs to be the voice, and Dak knows that. Dak knows that, and Dak's a Garrett guy. So
I don't know. That's getting it. I think the conspiracy, even the team leaking stuff to mangle people's contracts, is one thing, but then to have another player try to mess with another player's contract extension, I don't know. That seems a little far fetched for me. So we also have, as soon as this news kind of dropped, you had a couple current player and a player that this possibly happened to. You have Trevon Diggs tweeted out or X'd out. What do you call it now? Xing out, or is it still tweeting?
He X'd it out.
He X'd
I still call it Twitter.
Yeah, tweeting. Yeah, okay. So I'll say tweeted. Who said it? That's that weird shit. Shake my head about the Micah Parsons wearing thin, and then Des Bryant had posted the 105.3 The Fans article and said, "Oh shit, I know how this goes." And he also shaked, but this time Des Bryant shaked his motherfucking head.
Push it in there a little bit. There we go.
So there you go. You got trade Diggs, you got Des Bryant, and this is where we're at right now. This is where we're at in the Cowboys news cycle. We're just waiting for any type of draft to happen. We're waiting for any type of mini camp, OTAs, training camp couldn't come sooner because this offseason so far has just been riddled with these types of stories.
Hey, let me just say this. Try to tell me that the Dallas Cowboys aren't the fucking world's team when they do nothing in the offseason, and now we're picking and choosing fucking Twitter posts here. X posts.
X posts, get it right.
Yeah, X gonna give it to you.
You know, to make a national headline. I mean, I love it. I love it, and I'm here for the fucking. I'm here till now and beyond, right? But like you said it best. This is just what it is, man.
Like you're gonna be Ghost Jay when you're gone. You're still gonna be here for the Dallas Cowboys.
I like this picture. I like how they did this tweet.
When I'm dead and gone.
They
Yep.
cropped this tweet of Micah Parsons, and he's looking like the neighbor in Home Improvement. I thought I was. Oh no, there he is. It was just the ad
There
was
it
stuck.
is, there
But
it is,
I
yeah.
still want him to for my joke to work out. It's got
Just keep it at the eyes.
It's got to
Just
stay
keep it
there.
at the eyes.
But this is the article that this is what it all.
Wilson.
Yeah, he's Wilson. That's what it is, Wilson. So this is the article that kicked it all off. The 105.3 The Fan is Micah Parsons' behavior wearing thin at the Star. And I think we've all came to the conclusion that Micah ain't going anywhere. Micah's going to become the highest paid defensive player in the NFL. And we all hope next season's his best season as a Cowboy. And we hope that when they hit the postseason, he has 25 sacks in the postseason.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. The argument I always have with people talking about, Micah Parsons, when it gets to the postseason or the playoffs, is a different type of guy. I mean, like, so far, talk to me about the other 52 players. How different do they look in the playoff with Dallas?
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? It's a collective thing. They win as a team and they lose as a team. And the playoffs, they're all playing poorly as a team. So I don't know why you're specifically aiming at Micah.
Because he's an easy target.
But yeah,
He's an easy target.
He's the face. He's the face.
Exactly.
Next to Dak, he's the face.
So it's rare that we have a writer on the show. So we are going to take an article that our boy Mike Poland had wrote up, and it's going to start. This is going to start taking us into the draft section of our show. Now that we've talked about the gossip, I guess, like we've gotten through the gossip. There's really no news. There's just gossip and draft talk. That's what
gossip and draft talk.
Before we get into Mike's article, crack him if you got him, son.
Crack him if you got him.
So, Mike, I went through and I picked an article of yours, and I found this interesting because the Cowboys are picking at 56, and you have it that they have been historically a mixed bag.
Yeah, 50. So yeah, I mean, like the next week's one is on the round 3 picks, so the picks in the 80s. But yeah, pick 56. I thought, well, I did pick 24. And pick 24 is really, really good for Dallas. If you go back and check, I mean, they got
Dez at 24, didn't they?
They've got a ton. Yeah. I mean, they've got like some really, really top class players at 24. But you know, the argument should be, it's a first round. You should be striking on your first round. But like historically, it's 50-50 in the first round, whether you hit or not, especially when you think of the draft capital. You know, like when you think of a first round player, you're like, this guy needs to be a Pro Bowl player. It doesn't really happen that often, but pick 56 is the complete opposite. That historically, the best player that the Cowboys have ever drafted so far is Sam Williams.
At pick 56.
At pick 56, yeah. And, you know, he's still, at the moment, I would say, you know, as I put in it, the jury's still out on him. So you still have to wait to find out where that's going to go. I think, personally, and although I said it last year and I wrote this, but I think this year he's going to be a breakout player, mostly because they've shipped off a lot of their pass rushers. We've lost 2 key rotational pass rushers, designated pass rusher as well. So now that puts Sam Williams into the starting lineup. He's on the opposite side, but one of the big things is having Micah. So Micah and him together, I think, is a good thing. And you know, we've seen Sam Williams' burst. We've seen his speed, not as a pass rusher, but as a gunner, oddly, on special teams. So it shows you how athletic he is.
It's crazy to see a defensive end playing gunner, right? And you know what? I would say he'd be
move like that.
But besides a couple bonehead penalty, like stuff that he did in penalties at really bad times, he would have been a great special teams player if there was just like 3 plays that went different ways. But we're going to quickly go through some of these 56 picks.
Push it in there for the boys.
Yeah. Starting at numbers, starting in 1978, we got Todd Christensen, tight end. And I'm just going to get us, he didn't end up panning out or what?
So the Cowboys drafted him to be the backer running back back in the late 70s. So he broke his foot, I believe, in preseason, so he never played in his rookie year. The next year, they wanted to move him to tight end. He refused. There was a big argument. Coaches went back and forth, and the Cowboys went, okay, we're going to ship you off. And he went off to Oakland, ended up becoming an all-pro, Pro Bowl, Super Bowl winning, ironically, tight end.
Wow. Wow. So Landry had a mishap on that one then.
Yeah, it kind of like they just refused to do the move.
Then in 2001, defensive back Tony Dixon.
This is one of the worst. Yeah, I mean, like this. Honestly, the story behind this one is absolutely bonkers. So Tony Dixon is involved, he's the player that the Cowboys finally take after they go through a whole situation of trying to replace Michael Irvin. So Michael Irvin, as we all know, had that terrible injury against the Eagles, where the Eagles fans all cheered.
Yep.
When Michael Irvin got injured, broke his back, career-ending injury. Lucky to even be able to walk again. So they go down the road of trying to find the next guy. So they end up trading a pick, their first round pick for Joey Galloway, which ended up, that was like, like people talk about how bad the Mo Claiborne trade was. I'm always like, I don't know, Joey Galloway is right up there as well. I mean, this guy, he tore his ACL the first year at Dallas and never really was that explosive player he wanted to be. So they trade down to, I'm trying to remember, the Colts. So they trade down to the Colts. Then once they get to that pick, they trade down again to Miami, and then they end up taking Tony Dixon. And Tony Dixon played 4 years for Dallas, but only like a handful of snaps. I think he got like 1 interception in that time.
That's no bueno. That is no bueno. And then we're trading down a little bit more, and we got 2022, the one that you said you think he's going to have a breakout season.
Yeah.
Sam the Gunner Williams. And
it very well could.
Yeah,
I don't know what you guys think.
Well, like you said, Sam Williams has his best opportunity to have a good year this year. He was kind of stuck back. He was stuck behind some pieces in the rotation last year. But even in his rookie season, when he got snaps, and even last year when he had snaps at defensive end, he made them count.
He has 2 of the fastest snaps. He has 2 of the fastest sacks this year. From Next Gen stats, from Ultra Cowboy stats for Sam Williams.
And with Sam Williams, man, look, he definitely has not had the opportunity to really showcase his skills. And I want,
that's correct.
Like, I'm on the opinion that, like, give the man his chances. I'm not like floating his boat, okay? But I think that, like, we drafted the dude. Let's see what he can fucking do, okay?
Yeah.
Let's see what he can do. Even his penalties that he's had in special teams, a lot of the times it's like, yes, those were terrible timing penalties that he did. Terrible timing penalties, but does that not lead to, like, man, then give him the opportunity to do that same thing, that same vigor that he had, and actually perform on the field where it counts. And I know special teams is an important position, but we didn't draft Sam Williams for special teams, man. We drafted Sam Williams to actually perform on the defensive line
up on the other side of Micah Parsons. Essentially, that's when you take a defensive end in the second with your 56th pick. You couldn't have said it better, AJ. You're not expecting him to be the gunner on your special teams. You're expecting him to hopefully have high, I'd say 7 to 10 sacks a season on getting one-on-ones on the opposite side of Micah Parsons, and hopefully this is where we're at with him. So the jury is still out on Sam Williams, and we hope this time next year we're saying, and with our rookie that we'd get in 56 this year, we're like 56 is a beauty spot for the Cowboys to be picking.
Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly what I wrote, is that you literally took the words right out of my mouth. I was trying to reiterate is that Sam Williams, fantastic. Yeah, his pass rush win rate, incredible. When he gets given the chance, and you see it. But the issue is the Cowboys drafted him in the second round. in the second round, we shouldn't be getting into the third year and going, well, let's see, you should be having a breakout year. You should be like, well, you know, your rookie year, we get it. It's an uphill climb. The trajectory's tough. The second year, you should be getting into a flow. And the second year, we've seen him, as we've been saying, playing a lot of special teams, not really been given the chance. So why is he not being given the chance? He's not been given the chance for a reason, for whatever that is. But I will say, he is motivated because me and Paul have actually interviewed him, and like he's got like crazy drive. So this was last year. So he's got one kid and the second one on the way who's now born. And he's just like, no, everything I'm doing is for my kids. I'm doing everything for my kids. I'm driven for them to have a better future. So his entire drive of being a good person as well as a great player is all for them. And that was the thing he kept on reiterating. And you kind of like say, okay, well, I'm going to give what you're saying, I'll take, because I understand. Yeah, you know, it's always about the family. If that's the case, then come on, then let's see it. Let's get into it. Let's not make the silly off-field issues. Let's not make the silly mistakes or the penalties. But going in his favor for penalties is having Zimmer as your defensive coordinator.
Yep,
because he will not stand for these penalties, especially the ridiculous pre-snap penalties we were having last year. Like offsides before the balls, like you're not even snapping early, but you know, lining up offsides. Like that will not happen with Zimmer. Zimmer, and like if you're gonna listen to his, you know, mic'd up, just be prepared to have the bleep button going on, you know, because he's vocal. He is. It is wild.
He'd fit in with the Can Fan boys. Zimmer would fit in with the Can Fan boys. Or men, I guess. We're not crack if you got him. We're all like 40-year-olds. Like I'm calling his boys men. The Can Fan men.
and Mike, look, I got fucking Zimmer yelling behind me. I totally agree with what you're saying, man.
Yeah,
Dude,
I mean,
he's chirping in my ear.
Yeah, that's why you're sweating so much, mate.
I'm sweating.
Yeah, there was one part when we were going through the picks, I almost wanted to pause and ask if AJ was all right, because AJ, you were taking a drink of your drink and you looked like you were struggling there for a second. What do you got mixed there?
What do you drink? You grabbing yourself a Chang? You grabbing yourself a Chang?
Or a rum and cokes?
No, I'm found some, bro. I'm found some, bro.
Yeah, you are.
Sweaty.
I'm doing hard liquor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what you need at 2 a.m.
What we're doing. Hey, this is what we're doing, and I'm here, and I am alive, and I love you boys.
Yeah, we love you.
No, we
man.
love you too.
We love you. Can't wait for you to be back in this spot, so I don't have to do shit, and I could just sit over on that couch.
Oh yeah.
Drank my drinks, baby.
AJ, when AJ goes for his vacation, his ayahuasca retreat, and Anth has to sit in the Falcon, and he has work to do.
Oh, I'm not just.
He's over here.
There.
He's clicking and he's.
I'm clicking and I'm clicking and I'm dicking.
He's clicking and he's dicking.
That's how I'm doing over here. But okay, we're not just gonna end with one article, Mike. You're not out of the woods yet. We got another article to go through, and it's gonna go away from the draft a little bit. It's gonna go Cowboys free agents, 5 bargain buys that are still available. I think this would be interesting to go through because yes, the draft is gonna fill some holes, but I do believe there's 3 stages of free agency, and we're about to see the second one after the draft.
Yeah.
So the bargain buys is a good one to look through because as much Cowboys football we talk about, I give respect to guys like you, Mike, that are able to then go and do some NFL studying, right? Like we get very pigeonholed into just doing Cowboy stuff. So we usually Google stuff and steal writers' work, but because you're here, it's technically not us stealing it. We're
promote.
Just promote.
We don't steal.
Yes, promote. Because we do always read the website and the writer's name. We do that, and then we just discuss what they wrote.
Sometimes if their opinion is shit, we fucking poke fun.
Go for it. I don't mind if you ever steal my stuff, guys. You get a free pass to take any, because most of the time my stuff is just I don't know, whatever's swirling around in my head at the time.
And hard worked.
Are you trying to come on to fucking Mike Pollan there?
I am.
Hard work by Mike.
Hard work. So the Cowboys 5 free agent bargain buys. See how I did there? I just kind of went back past.
Yeah.
He's media trained. You know that? He's media trained.
Whoa, easy. The 105.3 guys might start dropping that I don't have credentials. We don't want them reposting this because I don't got the credentials, baby.
Yeah.
So,
who are you?
So your first guy that you have on the bargain bin here is wide receiver. God damn it.
Wide receiver.
Hey,
wide receiver Michael Thomas.
Boosh it in for everybody
from
too.
New York. Shut up. From New Orleans. So
are you telling yourself to shut
Yeah,
up? Because I was thinking of that too.
I am. So, Mike, what are your thoughts? Like, what would be this role for Michael Thomas here to come to the Cowboys?
Do you want me to read what Mike's thoughts are since he wrote the article? Or you want?
Well, I'm gonna have it actually on the player.
Yeah, there you go, and then we can
talk. We can talk about him.
I mean, like, people keep talking about various wide receivers in the draft, and they're talking of first-round wide receivers, which is fine. Okay, I'm up for that. But most of the guys people are talking about is like Brian Thomas, Xavier, the fast one. Oh my God, how have I forgotten his name?
Xavier
Worthy. Thank you. Yeah, for some reason I was thinking
We're
Xavier
not
Rhodes.
worthy.
We're not worthy.
I just had Xavier Rhodes stuck in my head. I don't know why, but yeah. So Xavier Worthy, but like these are all burner guys. I think what the Cowboys are missing is an X-type receiver. So we don't have one. Michael Gallup was the closest thing we had, and he's gone. So the idea with the Michael Thomas thing is, so he's fairly cheap. He does come with a very lengthy and long injury record.
Yep.
And I think the last time he played a full season was like 2018 or 2019. It was a long time ago. But he's still an X receiver. He's a possession-type receiver the Cowboys could use. You've obviously got to get past the idea of that you need to protect yourself because there's a chance he's going to miss half the season. But the Cowboys have already protected themselves. They've got the Jalen Tolberts and the Brookses. There's guys back there that they can do to protect themselves, even if they wanted to move CeeDee Lamb. Because CeeDee Lamb, for me, he's a multi-role guy, but he's much more better as playing as the big slot receiver. That's where he's best, and that's what he did in Oklahoma. So the idea for the Michael Thomas plan is you key on the last inch of football he's got in him. He's got this injury because he does have skills. The guy will score touchdowns. Like, he led the league one year, and like that's what led him to the huge contract. So he's gone, he's free, he's available. So, you know, for a couple of mil, if you're willing to come up a bit, you might be able to get Michael Thomas. And he's one of those type of players that is like at the tail end of things with a bad injury history. But the Cowboys have had these guys before. We've had more on defense than offense. And we've managed to reinvigorate their careers from just having them 1 year. Well, why not? What else have you got to lose by? I know they're saying, the cap space is tight. The cap space is a myth, first of all. And there's things that they can do to make the cap work. They just haven't done it yet.
They haven't done
Michael
any
Thomas
of it.
is... Yeah. There's things that they can do. I like the whole Dak Prescott thing. I know we're getting into the reads, but they could do things with Dak Prescott's contract, by obviously extending him, and that frees money up. But I think that's coming post June 1. I honestly do. And they're going to use that money to sign the rookies.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say like zoom in on his eye paint there.
That's as much as it zooms, bro.
Kind of looks like a star. I thought you were going to say the only reason I put this option
the conspiracy
here,
deepens.
Yeah, the conspiracy deepens because he wants to be on the Dallas Cowboys based on his face paint.
He does.
There's a chance. There's a chance. Yeah,
and Mike, I really like this this thought process because we're looking for someone who just can come in and satisfy a need. And honestly, we do have some really good wide receivers in, obviously, CeeDee Lamb being our number one, and then Cooks coming in. And is Cooks our 2 or 3? I mean, I don't want to slot him in any one of those positions. But you come in, Thomas, man, that dude has shown that he can play ball. And we're not looking for an extended period of time with him. We're looking for one season, right?
1 year.
1 year, 1 year, and whether or not he plays 13 games or 17 games, obviously we would prefer the latter. But the guy, yeah, you know what I mean. Like I'd want to play the whole season, but if he does miss some games, that's okay. We're trying to get into the playoffs,
Playoffs.
and we're just trying to. And this guy has had that NFL repartee, if you will. He knows how to play in the
Repertoire?
NFL, and so yes, thank you, Adam. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for giving me credit there.
I don't think as well either that like all of these guys, they're all depth pieces. So like it doesn't stop you drafting. So like if say for argument's sake they take Michael Thomas, right? Say they did.
Yeah,
I think they still need to draft a wide receiver.
Definitely.
But all that Michael Thomas does is you go, well, maybe we can leave wide receiver at a position that's very deep this year in the draft. We can leave it till day 3. Let's wait till day 3, and then we can stock up on the guys of positions of need, linebacker, offensive tackle, running back in the early part. We haven't got our round 4 pick, so we'll leave that be the stop off point. Day 3, right? Let's get the wide receiver. Now, this wide receiver you take in day 3, you develop while Michael Thomas is playing, knowing or the expectation or your forecast is that he's going to play 10 games. Well, let's hope that those 10 games are, consecutively. And by that time, your rookie wide receiver you've brought in, as well as the other guys you've got in the rest have had more time to develop, meaning that they should hit the ground running. And I think that's the idea behind the Michael Thomas, adding him to it. And, it opens everything up for the likes of guys like Brandon Cooks and CeeDee Lamb having that Michael Thomas over there.
It's a great
because
stopgap.
you got to cover him.
Yep.
Well, can I just throw out there too this question about Tolbert? Like, where do you guys feel Tolbert is? Is he someone who could potentially improve in this next season, or is he just who he is? And like, we love him like for what he's done. But like, I just want to know, like, do you think that he's going to? Is there a chance that Tolbert improves on what he did and maybe can surprise us?
He's on the Sam Williams kind of trajectory. It's still out on him. Like we're still waiting to see. For year 1 was basically a wash, and then last year he had improvements from his rookie season. But if you look at his separation that he was one of the worst wide receivers in the NFL for separation. Yeah. That's never good. Right? Like that's concerning as a wide receiver if you're not getting separation. But again, with Gallup gone, and depending what we do with the remaining of free agency before the season and what we do in the draft, Tolbert's going to get a lot more snaps, and it's still kind of out on him. I would say your 3rd year is kind of the shit or get off the pot type thing. If you're not doing it by year 3, you're more than likely not going to make it to year 4. So hopefully Tolbert's the guy that we hope he can be. I also, like Mike thought with Sam Williams, I thought Tolbert was going to be that dude last year. So I feel like I'm just kind of on repeat with him with my answer. I'm still thinking he has a chance.
And that's because you see what he did at camp, You see what he done in training camp and you go, maybe things are starting to click. Maybe he's got a year of development. He's starting to get that understanding. For me, I think the issue, I think the biggest uphill climb for Talbot was where he came from. So he came from a very lower end school. So obviously, I think that meant he could always beat his opposition with his athleticism. With he was able to outbid people the defense. So he never really learned real technique, and you're seeing that, as you just mentioned, with the failing to get open side of it all, is because he didn't learn properly the nuances of route running while in college.
Ultra Cowboy says that is why don't sleep on Gelkin's article about Lad McConaughey, a separation monster.
Yeah, but that's a first round. Like we're kind of saying the guys that we're taking, we're trying to go away from getting a wide receiver in the first. And
we're bargain binning it.
We're bargain binning it to try to avoid. But the next guy we have on Mike Poland's list of 5 bargain bin dudes, the Value Village of the NFL, we got offensive tackle Andrews Pete, also from New Orleans.
Yeah, very cheap guy. So this guy, again, it's a combination with him of 2 things. It's health and age. So he spent New Orleans moving up and down the line, was filling in whenever players got injured himself a couple of times, but he's very able. And what we're talking about here is not a guy who you're expecting to start, just a guy that, like, say with Pete now, and we go back to what we were just saying about, let's say they were to not draft him, but pick him up from free agency. It doesn't mean that you don't draft an offensive tackle. And if they were to, like, say, if they did have, and they unfortunately didn't, say like Tyron Smith is a good example. If he was still on the roster and you've got him, then Pete would have been a guy to cover you. But since this article has been done, they've signed Adoga, and I think Adoga was much better at tackle than he was guard. And I'm quite happy with Adoga being a backup tackle. But that's what Pete would have filled in the Adoga role.
Right. And interesting here, you have 476 passing set, and he only allowed 2 sacks. So that's pretty damn good. That's pretty damn good. But we have addressed it a little bit. I mean, it wasn't the signing everyone wanted with Chuma, but it is a signing.
Can I just hit on that real quick? We've talked about this a couple times, and we always come back to that same common phrase, which is you can just never have too many O linemen. And so
it's true.
If he's going to come in and just be another kind of blanket or comfort comfort OT for the boys, I'm not against that. I wasn't so stoked about Edoga's play, but perhaps, Mike, like you just mentioned, maybe he just wasn't not played in the right positions in the right time. And look, we all know tackle is a island. It's a tough position for a player to be outstanding in. And do we need outstanding? We'd love outstanding, absolutely. But we just need competency. We need them to be like just be average at best. It is really what we're looking for, and it sucks to say that. Of course, I understand, but it's the reality of it. Just someone who can come in and be an average good tackle, who's going to give Dak Prescott, or God love whoever takes over his. Oh, I don't.
I see what you did there. I don't want to. You've always been such a Dak hater. You're such a Dak.
I can't believe you hate Dak so much.
You hate Dak Prescott so much, dude.
And you know me, and Ant, you know me, and you know I've always been a Dak hater. So.
But you bang on though in what you're saying with like this type of free agent signing. It just needs to be a guy who you can put on the field and have a level of confidence that he's not going to get you killed. That's all you're after. You're not expecting all Pro Bowl level type guys with this type of signing. Just somebody who you could put on for half a game or a quarter, see you out without getting killed.
So your next guy you had up on the board here for the bargain bin, you got linebacker Isaiah Simmons from the New York Football Giants. And I just want to say, if you're looking for an athletic freak, this dude, 40-yard time at the combine was 4.39, which that's almost a record for linebackers. That's what Micah Parsons ran his 40 at his pro day. So this dude, I mean, as far as picking up I'm all for athletic attributes for dudes that are bargain bin shoppers, especially now with the the new kickoff rules, you need a guy like Isaiah
there you go.
Simmons running down to cover kicks, right? So not only is he a great athlete, but you could possibly bring him in at 3.7 million, and that just solidifies this linebacker room, which we all know was a weak spot for the Cowboys last year.
Yeah, of all the guys I wrote, this was my favorite one. And I was just like, when I was writing, I was like, I want this one to be real.
Yes, definitely.
You know, like when you think, I know he's kind of the same breed we've already got, right? He's already very, very similar to Damone Clark and DeMarvion Overshown. The almost the new age type of off-ball linebackers that are fast, they can cover, they're a little bit more streamlined. They're not the big hitters, you know, like the LVE type. They're not, and that's what Simmons, you know, he's more of what we've already got. But I just think that so the Cowboys aren't really going to play, although it'll say they're a 4-3 defense. It's not anymore. Really, you're playing two or in some cases only one linebacker in today's NFL. Yeah. And so Simmons gives you like, and I'm thinking under certain packages, and with Zimmer, with the cover 2 and the cover 4 defense, that Simmons can cover that middle of the field so easily and so simply, just that short area. So on third down, if you want to put him, say third and long, absolutely perfect. And that's the guy. And it gives your other 2 linebackers a rest. Again, it doesn't mean you don't draft a linebacker by taking on Simmons, because you still need a thumper, which is what we're lacking, you know, like Cooper or Colston or whoever they decide to take. But he just gives you that bit of confidence on a linebacker core that's lacking numbers, lacking bodies. As you say, the special team side of it all is huge, you know, because he can do it. I just think that he was kind of lost on the Giants, that they didn't really know how to utilize him on a defense where it's blitz heavy, really heavy. It's blitz. That's not Simmons. Simmons he's just definitely not that type of guy. So on the Giants, they kind of got lost. Yeah, go on, mate.
No. Sorry to cut you off, my friend.
No, you go, Matt.
Yeah. Do you feel that he would work well with Kendricks, the signing of Kendricks?
Yeah, that is exactly like the sort of the thinking there, the thought process. So you got Kendricks, the older veteran. He's ironically, Kendricks fits Zimmer really well. Well, it's not ironic because they played together already, but he works well in the sense that he as he's got older, he's actually got better at pass rushing. So if you look at his sack numbers, they get better as he's coming along. And so that fits the Zimmer mold perfectly, because he's going to do that. So wait for it. It's going to be very traditional in that sense. But what Simmons will do is, if they rotate in Clark, because although we hope DeMarvion Overshown is going to be that guy, ACL tear on an athletic type of guy like that, you wonder what returns you're going to get back, right? There's a question mark there. Michael Gallup, good example. So I think if he doesn't come up to be the guy you want, and you're rotating Clark in and out with Kendricks, if Kendricks is in there and you put Simmons on the opposite side of that, so that it's just the 2 in, say, a nickel package, you've got the extra level of confidence to know that Simmons has the speed and the tackling capabilities to get over there quickly if this blitz attempt doesn't happen.
And then linebacker, again, we're not going into the season with LVE and Damone Clark as your only 2 linebackers. Like that is, we were talking about that last August, that just did not seem, after the Overshown injury, that having 2 linebackers on your roster was going to come back to bite you. So the more linebackers right now for the team, I'm happy with that, honestly.
Yeah. He's the one. Go on.
No, I'm just saying. I feel like linebacker is a position in the NFL that is, I don't know, I could be wrong, but does it not feel like maybe it's an under come on, help me out, bros. Underappreciated position but also maybe it is also a position that like needs to be more appreciated by the players' ability. Like
what they do. Yeah.
Yeah. So like
I mean,
kind of in this
those guys are in the firing line, aren't they?
Yeah.
We were totally gonna let AJ struggle there, Mike, and then you just decided to come in there and help him out.
I did not want to leave him struggle. I can't leave my boy.
Adam and I
I watched Black Oak Down. I watched Black Oak
Adam
Down.
and I are standing there. Adam and I were standing there with his life jacket, saying, "Nope,
no, we're just saying
you better swim."
And we're just like this,
holding the life jacket, like, "Hey, you better swim."
Shouldn't have jumped into the water like that.
Shouldn't have jumped in, idiot.
No, my boy Mike.
Mike had you.
Mike, he knows.
Mike
he comes to my favor. I love it.
He threw you your little floaties. So we're gonna have another offensive tackle here, Donovan Smith, and we all know from the Kansas City Chiefs. And I love what you have right here with them. Penalties are Smith's worst enemy, which is And I mean, our offensive line, the Cowboys' offensive line, you could almost say the same thing, sans Zach Martin, but. How often do we see offensive line penalties and you just like, it just drives you bonkers. So that alone makes me kind of not want this dude.
No, you definitely. I mean, like, he's a cheap price. It's more than anything. When he's not, so he does allow a lot of penalties. I haven't looked for the main reasons why, but you're just thinking, like, again, for this guy, he's not going to be out there pumping out snaps. He's going to be out on, maybe you bring him in, he comes in and plays 20 snaps for a game. And that, you would hope that in those 20 snaps, there's enough in there that he doesn't force a penalty, but he is a penalty machine.
Had some nice, man, he only gave up 1 sack in 506 pass sets. Again, an offensive tackle would not be the end of the world. And then your last guy here, number 5, I almost want to sign this guy just because his name.
Rockyson.
Like that's great. So why do you think we should bring on Rockyson, Mike?
Okay, so Stephon is this. I'll put it this: Stephon Gilmore straight away. So I don't think he comes back. Rockyson. So what the Cowboys are really after, you got Jordan Lewis, who I think will be fantastic in the role that he plays on the slot. You need the 2 outside guys, especially with Trevon Diggs not knowing what he's coming back as from his ACL injury. So you've still got the medical question mark there. So what Rockyson is really good at, and go back, if you've got Pierre, check the coverage. The guy is locked down. What he doesn't get a lot of is he just doesn't get a lot of interceptions. But why do you need interceptions? Yeah, always. You always want to get the ball, right? But if you've got Trevon Diggs and you've got Deron Bland, who have both led the league in interceptions in different years, we know we've got guys that can turn the ball over and get the ball. So how about we have a guy that could just lock a receiver? So you get a bit of confidence and you say, right, Rockyson, go over there, cover this guy, just don't let him catch the ball. That's exactly what he's going to do. The other 2 guys, I'm going to stay slightly out of phase and try and force the ball into their direction, hopefully get away with the turnover. That's the idea of the Rockyson.
And CBs, you can never have too many of them, and you can never have too many reliable ones. Especially, you had said earlier about Overshown coming back from the injury. Well, we got Trevon Diggs coming back from an injury also. So we don't know how great Trevon Diggs even's going to be. So the more guys you can have at least battling for that safe 4 spot or 5 spot, and the best of the best makes it to the team, I think that's a great idea also. And it takes it takes CB away from having to draft a CB in rounds 5 to 7. So
yes, yeah. I mean, you've got to do something, and I would be happy with Sin on having him as well for, say, on a 3-year contract, right? So that's going to take him to the point where he's too long in the tooth. Cornerbacks. I know we did it with Stephon Gilmore, but cornerbacks, as they go past the age of 30, the durability concerns begin to grow. It's a really highly athletic position. Those guys are sprinting backwards. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of pressure on those knees. So as they get older, that becomes an issue. But with Rockyson, you can get him, you can have him for that 3-year period.
Yeah.
But what it will do is, so he'll help you this year most definitely. But the idea then on keeping him on an extended contract is next year, if Deron Bland becomes an issue and you cannot keep him because he's too expensive, you've got something as a placeholder there for the continuing.
I think this is one of my favorite bargain binners that you put up there.
Rock you sin?
Rock you sin.
Rock you sin all the way to the bargain bin.
Rock your sin all the way to the bargain bin into the Dallas Cowboys locker room.
Okay, guy.
Adam, No, I was just going to say, and Baltimore is just really strange. I don't know what the issue was. They just never decided to really give him many. I don't know why, because he's not a bad cornerback. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, cut AJ off all the time. Whenever you want, fucking cut him off.
I fucking appreciate being cut off. I'm a
unless you're at the bar.
What's the word? Sodomist. Oh yeah, don't cut me off at the bar.
Are you even credentialed? AJ, are you even credentialed? Because if you're not credentialed, you don't mean shit. Anyways.
Don't let the boys from one in for you. You say that.
Yeah, right.
And you know, if I'm credentialed, we're all credentialed.
Hell yes. Okay? Hell yes. And you're in my heart, you're credentialed. Just so you know.
And
in
guess
my heart,
what?
you're credentialed.
No one's credentialing me. I fucking promise you that. Okay. I am not
know.
Getting. Oh yeah, I ain't getting fucking credentialed. But I did just want to throw to Adam. Because you look like he was. Adam, you just look like you are maybe like really honed in on this dude, and
he was.
I was.
Yeah, and I don't want to like throw away from that. I just just bringing that up.
Yeah, I really liked I liked this as an option because I mean if you look at all of what Mike Poland's bargain bin basement dwellers, I think out of what he just mentioned in this with Gilly going out and not knowing the fate of to Diggs, then this is an area that I would love to be able to pick up a valued someone who has actual experience versus trying to waiver it on the draft and drafting a cornerback.
Yeah, I'm not big on drafting cornerback, to be honest.
Yeah, you said. I mean, I felt it from you on a lot of our mock drafts. That
I'm not big for cornerback this year.
You're not a big.
I'd rather get Rock Ya-Sin, and then there's guys out there. So
yeah, that's where I started to frickin' get that's where I started to rock my own sin for Rock Ya-Sin.
You did.
And I think it's fair because the Cowboys have shown their they've put out there already that they're willing and ready to go ahead and get who was it? Gilmore, right?
Yeah, and they're not re-signing him. So
well, Gilly's getting Gilly's getting too old, anyways. Now
Gilly's getting too old.
How dare you?
I said it.
You repeat that same process with bringing a guy in for 1 year. Okay, this makes a lot of sense, right?
Well, and that was the thing that I liked about Gilmore last year, opposite of Bland. Like Bland, we were expecting those interceptions. Gilly is gonna lock somebody down. So if you have Diggs and Bland who are ball hawking it, we'll get the guy who's gonna play, lockdown cornerback. That's what we want.
Cheap.
Yeah.
Because I don't think we're moving up to get the great white hype, whatever.
Cooper DeJean?
Cooper DeJean in the draft. So
the unicorn?
The unicorn.
He's a safety anyway.
Yeah.
Is he though? Is that what you think you think they're gonna move him to safety?
Totally. They're like, dude, you're not. Guess what? I get it. You're going first round, but you're not gonna play cornerback.
But do you draft?
Yeah, he's not playing cornerback.
Do you draft him in the first then? Like, is he that good of a safety to still take a first round pick on him?
I think it depends on how the team would feel about it. Like for the Cowboys, makes zero sense.
Right.
I don't think he doesn't fit as a corner. On most NFL teams, he doesn't fit as a corner. And the Cowboys, ironically, the one place where they're probably strongest than they've ever been is a safety, which is really weird to say.
I mean, Mike, we try to be very fair to all players in the NFL. Just because he's white doesn't mean he can't be a cornerback, okay?
I'm starting the Cooper for corner.
Cooper for corner?
Yep, Cooper for corner. Okay, guys, we're going to move into our mock draft. Version 7 on the CanFan show here. And give me the screen here. We got a little fun way of doing this. AJ last week told me to bring in the wheel. And all we did last week is we had offense, defense on the wheel. So this time,
oh my God,
this time we have our options in the pie are AJ, Adam, Mike, and trade up, trade down, defense, and offense.
I hope it lands on AJ every single time.
So, I mean, okay, this is the thing. If it lands on your name, yes, you just have the final say. That's it. You have the final say. You get to say, welcome to the team. You get to bring whoever that final player is to the team. The trade up, obviously, that's pretty self-explanatory. The trade down, also self-explanatory. And then defense or offense, that if it lands on that pie, the player has to be on either offense or defense. Pretty simple, right?
Any other rules or stipulations that we're running for this mock draft?
Even if AJ gets picked, Mike can still veto his decision.
I like that.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
So we're gonna roll. Well, we got to kind of figure it out. I'll boost it into the slider here, Mike. What we usually do, we go 7 rounds. We're gonna go. We're not gonna go turbo. We'll do medium speed. This is where this is the only spot we've kind of changed the slider a little bit, is the public versus PFF board. Mike, I'm going to let you decide where you want to have the public versus PFF board slider.
Middle?
Middle? Okay. I like middle. Middle seems...
Middle does seem to give you a couple of different randos, you know?
Okay, and then one last thing before we get into this draft. You kind of just tell Adam and Alex, some dudes that you're thinking of, I go pee.
Okay. And what on the trade ups, are we gonna allow trading like a player with the trade ups or trade downs?
Let's make it as realistic.
Okay, so
I'll go with that.
When you do your mocks, are you very much like this has to be real? Like you're not trying to just go for like things that Cowboys will not do. Are you trying to become like a Cowboys war room aficionado?
When me and Paul did the last one together on the World Scene, we did it because it's up to you, isn't it? You know, but we tried to predict what the Cowboys would do. So, what would the Cowboys do if it's in their situation? But most mock drafts, I tend to do them like, you know, if they're for fun, this is what I would do.
Right.
That would be my thing.
Go ahead, AJ.
No, I totally agree. Like if there's a chance that someone will take a wild 7th round pick for a 2nd round pick, let's just throwing that out there, it's not going to happen. But we won't take that because it's not probable. We want the probable kind of picks that will actually be accepted. So
why do you sound so angry?
Because I am. Because I'm an angry man.
He's an angry man.
And I've been out here in Southeast Asia as a white human, and I've been getting shit on. No.
Jesus. All right, I take back that question. Okay, guys, are you ready to enter this draft?
Yes.
Let's do it.
Let's get it. Oh, I have to select the Cowboys. Okay, let's go. Welcome to the draft. Starting it. Let's roll. So I sometimes try to read out the names, but on medium speed, it's too fast. So before we get to our pick, oh, fuck! I didn't spin.
What?
Well,
we could have had trade up. I paused it.
You stupid son of a bitch.
Defense.
Okay, defense. We're doing defense first.
Okay.
Crack them if you got them. Oh, guys, I thought I messed up. I did pause it in time. In case we had to trade up or trade down. So I did pause it at 18, but now we aren't trading up or down.
Yeah, and for those of you who are tuning in for the first time on this draft show, we try not to draft the same exact people every single time. However, if Mike Poland wants to draft somebody, we'll definitely favor that.
Well, I'm going to tell you this: with defense being selected first, we might have a different guy than we've ever had.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Okay, I'm resuming draft, fellas. Let's get down here, and I'll boost it in here to see who we have. Okay.
Boost is in.
Okay.
So now we have to go defense.
We have to go defense. The great wheel is selected. You see that yellow or pissy orange color, it is saying defense. And I'm just going to select all the defensive players to get all the other.
Yeah.
Whoops. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
I feel
and while Ants is doing this, like, I just want everyone who's listening to this, and they might not actually listen to this, they might actually just not care about what we're saying, but we are locked in to a defensive position.
We are, yes.
And this is what makes it fun. This is what makes the whole draft something different than just like always picking the best player available.
But
so
saying
we're
that,
trying to learn.
saying that though, I mean, Peyton Wilson looks pretty sexy right there.
So these are I'm not gonna go any lower than these 5 players because Mike Sane still is the 36th ranked guy. We're more than likely not taking him. But you got Kool-Aid, McKinstry, Tyler Nubin, Peyton Wilson, TJ Tampa, and Mike. Yes, I'm not gonna try to butcher his name. Interesting enough, 3 of the 5 players are CBs. Mike, what are your thoughts on some of these guys?
And we can't trade back.
We can't. It's defense. It's selecting the defense.
Just gotta get it. Can you go down just a couple more?
Okay, yeah.
Just a couple more. Just
you betcha. You betcha.
No.
Okay.
There we go. So on this, I'm going Braden Fisk.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Really? Okay. Tell us why.
I think that he has been flying upwards all throughout the draft season. He was already very, very good. In terms of like a pass rusher and a run stopper, he's like equally good at both. In that sense, was like one of the best players at the Senior Bowl. But like this guy, quick off the snap, explosive. Very first step is amazing, but he's also really good with his hands as well. They're always on the move, very, very violent, and he's aggressive in his when he's going up as a run stopper, which I like because you sometimes get these pass rushes that just aren't aggressive enough. He's really good at both. I think in that sense, that's what I would do.
Does it make does it make you nervous though? Because when I'm looking at interior defensive lineman, I'm trying to find that A gap guy right now, right? Like I'm trying to find that thing that we haven't had. The Cowboys have never had that. Obviously, you have him playing a lot of B gap and playing it quite well. And do you find that plays into Zimmer's defense nicely?
Yeah, I mean, as we were talking earlier, he's going to be playing the linebackers a bit more traditionally. So that kind of falls into the wheelhouse. But the big thing why I would go defensive line is I'm always of the elk of build your defense and offensive line in the draft early because that's the foundation of your team and build the rest of the house on top of that.
Yeah.
Does it make you nervous? Does it make you nervous? Fisk's measurements are not ideal, but he has an NFL level football IQ and pass rush quickness. So the thing with them talking about is his measurements aren't
the size.
His size, and I mean, this is very. I'm gonna say it. This is feeling very Mozzie Smith to me. Just this is feeling just a bit like Mozzie Smith. Like we kind of went for Mozzie Smith to be that guy in the middle, and trust me, I think defensive interior, defensive tackle is a huge priority for the Cowboys. I'm just worried that we have the same similar thing happen to them that happened to them last year, where there's a dude that has been going up some draft boards, but in a situation, I think this situation is if we would have landed on the trade down and had to trade back and got him plus like a third rounder, I feel like this is a knock it out of the park pick. But I'm just going to be the yin to your yang a little here and ask, like, as far as the top 5 guys, or even a guy that I've been liking in a Peyton Wilson, like sell me why Fisk is a better pick than Peyton Wilson or Kool-Aid McKinstry.
Okay, cool. So first of all, I'm not going to worry about cornerback this early in the draft.
Okay, so that's off. So let's not even talk about him.
I'll worry about defensive backs in day 3. So Peyton Wilson, my big issue, and I've done a draft report on him. And if you go to it, I always do a section on injuries, and there's a picture of a player, and it's got yellow, red, and blue. So blue is like career changing injuries.
Okay.
Yellow is like a bad injury, like a concussion, shoulder sprain, a broken arm, broken leg. Red is like season-ending injuries. And Peyton Wilson's diagram of his picture is just red and yellow all over him. You've got 2 shoulder injuries, 2 ACLs, a hamstring. There's a whole host of issues. My comp for Peyton Wilson in every aspect of what you can see, size, build, IQ, leadership, tackling ability, able to read the defense, but also his injury history, it's Sean Lee.
Right. Right.
So,
and
like,
that's been what's went around is injury history.
Yeah, it is wild when you go and look at it, and you like, when you get a minute, I'm not trying to make you get another one. Please don't get another one of my articles. But no, don't. But like, just have a look at just go and have a look at the injury side of it all. And once you look at it, you'll be like, oh my God, it is a rainbow. Like, this guy's diagram is a rainbow. There's colors all over him. And I just think that we took Leighton Vander Esch, a linebacker, with a serious medical history with our first pick, and look how that's ended up.
Right.
He's no longer in the league.
Well,
Wilson
and Jalen Smith too, right? Same thing.
Jaden Smith. Yeah, Jaden Smith. I know he's the second round, but exact
same thing
sort
though.
of, yeah,
same sort of thing, right?
Yeah.
And Sean Lee.
So
Sean Lee.
Sean Lee, another example. But I just don't want to take a guy with serious medical concerns with my first pick. Give me something that's a little more reliable.
I mean, that's you're convincing me.
Yeah. Oh, me too.
You're convincing me.
Totally convincing me. And this is the bad thing about the defensive pie hitting on first round is the worst thing that could have happened.
Yes,
it is the worst thing
in this
because
instance.
In any of us, if it lands on any of us, I'm pretty sure we're taking offense. I'm 99% sure, unless AJ that just rejoined takes us. Would have taken something crazy with his pick. But if it would have landed anything other than defense, we're probably taking an offensive player. Also, the trade down spot. Like, if we would have traded down, we might have taken a defensive player. But the trade or the defense pick right now for us as a crew doing this is the worst thing that could have happened.
Yeah. So I do think that we have to. The wheel told us to pick defense.
Oh, you have to.
We have to. We can't. Peyton Wilson would probably give us a better grade, but if we're trying to do this as realistic as what Mike's going through, then there's a big I mean, I don't disagree with dropping down a little bit and picking someone that we probably could trade back for.
Well, now that AJ's back, now that AJ's in here, so Mike had
and we got to pick because I'm ready to crack this one for our first pick.
Yeah, okay. So I don't know when you dropped out, AJ, but Mike wants to go with Braden Fisk out of the defensive interior from Florida State. I asked him to give us a argument why not to go with Peyton Wilson, and he summarized that there's a player picture of someone with injuries, and a red is like a no bueno, yellow, blah blah blah. It does like where they've been injured and what it goes on. And Peyton Wilson's basically a rainbow because he's had so many injuries and so many bad injuries. So Mike's argument is due to his injury history, Peyton Wilson is out. We discussed earlier that CB we didn't feel was a need. Safety is probably the strongest spot on the Dallas Cowboys. Again, I'm gonna lean towards Mike now. He has an argument for Braden Fisk,
we've never taken Braden Fisk, so it's going to force us to look at him a bit more.
I don't have a bigger argument. I don't have a bigger argument to not go with him other than Peyton Wilson run fast.
Well, if Mike wasn't here, we would definitely look at Chris Braswell just to see because we're size boys. So we'd want.
I'm not taking an edge at. Sorry, no. It's between Braden.
He is really good.
It's between Braden Fisk and Peyton Wilson for me. That's it. That's if it was between Chris Braswell and Peyton Wilson, I'm not going with Chris Braswell because it's not a position in need. You have Sam Williams, you have Micah Parsons, you have DeMarcus Lawrence.
Okay, you just said it. I was just asking about his size.
I don't care. Okay, let's look at his size.
I mean, like the rule of thumb that we was taught in the Scouting Academy is for every major injury or a major injury, you drop that player down a grade, right? You drop him down a round. So with Peyton Wilson, absolutely, he is a first round linebacker talent. He's got it all, and the guy's won awards, All American as well. like last season.
Careful, Mike. You're starting to talk me back into Peyton Wilson.
I know. He was phenomenal. But the using the like, I've got him as the end of day 2, the beginning of day 3 for me, right?
Okay.
But that's purely because of the shoulder injuries. It is a big one. But then you've got to throw in the ACLs as well. And he did in the middle of his college career. He struggled quite a lot. He left the season earlier and numerous times.
Okay, we're gonna settle this with Draft Buzz. What we do here is we love to pull up our boys on Draft Buzz that we're debating about. We definitely give them an eyeball check. So this is Braden Fisk. This is what he looks like. So you can be absolutely nice or mean to him if you want. If you say this guy looks like a serial killer, like we're not going to judge you for saying that because we've said worse.
I don't love his look.
I don't love his
I'll
look.
say that.
I don't love his look. Very vanilla.
I don't love that look.
He looks he looks like he's your waiter at Applebee's or something. I don't know. He's not screaming, I'm gonna seal the middle up here. So, but
no, he's undersized.
He's undersized. So next year we're gonna have 2 guys that are undersized.
Yeah, you know
that
what,
get pushed around.
Mike? I might be on the fence of going to Rainbow Wilson.
That's right. No, I mean, like in this case, it would, because I will tell you one thing. If you want me to put you off Fisk a little bit more, is one of his big things is missed tackles. He does fall off the tackle quite easily.
Oh, good. So he's undersized and can't tackle. We should take.
He's a good run. Like he's my DT2 on my board.
And then you got Peyton Wilson, who looks like your fucking golf instructor.
Well, look.
And he's wearing a polo top, so that's right.
DT2, are you saying like he is like a legitimate defensive tackle too?
Are you stretching your neck over there?
Yeah. Okay. I am stretching. Hey, I am stretching my neck. Right now, I'm stretching my neck, bro mode. Absolutely.
Oh man,
We need to get off this first pick so that WayJ can get it.
Okay.
So that we land on WayJ.
Okay, we got to vote. We got to take a vote. It's between Fisk and it's between Peyton Wilson.
Rainbow Wilson.
You're going. You got swayed. So Mike swayed you for Fisk and then re-swayed you back to Wilson
again.
Yeah. Yep. 100%.
WayJ.
I don't hate it.
But hey, what? Who's your pick? Fisk or Wilson?
Fuck me. I'll go Fisk.
Okay. All right, Mike. We know you're
Fisk. I go Fisk.
Okay.
I could not pick Wilson with this pick.
And you know who I'm going. I will always go against my brother, and I'm taking Braden Fisk. Welcome to the team.
The undersized Applebee waiter. The undersized Applebee waiter. Here we go. Braden Fisk. Welcome to the team. This one's for you, Braden.
Crack me if you got it.
Make sure you come by in 10 minutes and ask me if I want another one.
Okay, I'm going to now. So I paused it right.
I can genuinely see Fisk, right, guys? I don't mean to interrupt, but I can genuinely see. Don't be surprised, right? And when you see it happen on day 1, Fisk going in the first round.
No,
there's a very, very good chance it will happen.
He was the best. He was fat. He had a great combine.
If we did not take Mozzie Smith last year, then absolutely.
Yeah, the Mozzie, that
absolutely
makes me a bit gun shy, the Mozzie Smith, because Mozzie was a workout war. Mozzie
clearly didn't make you gun shy because you fucking picked him.
I just wanted you to be the only loser that picked Wilson.
Rainbow Wilson.
Okay, guys, we're back. We're back to the rainbow board to see what we do next. Please don't be defense. Just nothing but defense.
Please be AJ. Please be AJ.
I'm hoping. No, not me.
I'm
on.
Yes, here we go. You know what? I couldn't agree more with this. Okay, so we're gonna resume the draft. I had to let it kind of run because I didn't want it to have trade up or trade back and have us caught with our pants down. So we're getting to that pick 56, where Mike Poland let us know has not been a great selection for the Cowboys in the past, but I'm about to make it great for us. So I'm willing to listen to everyone's arguments. I'll zoom in here, but I have, as the board says, I have the final say. So Anyone? We got Keon Coleman out of Florida State.
Wide receiver, yep.
Yeah, we just took a Florida State guy. Jonathan Brooks, halfback from Texas. Kieran Amagaji, tackle from Yale. Marshawn Nealon, edge from Western Michigan. Jalen Polk, wide receiver, Washington. Jaden Hicks, safety, Washington State. Our boy, Edgerrin Cooper, linebacker, Texas. Xavier Leggett, and Christian Haynes. What are you fellas feeling out of those dudes?
And so, you just to clarify the rules here, you're gonna listen to everyone, but like you have the final say.
I have final say. I have the ban hammer of picking players, pretty much. So you could sell me your best car right now, and I could say that car looks like shit. I'm picking something else. So, but I'm open, and you know what? I'm very forgiving. So let's hear. Anyone see anyone that they like?
Okay, so I'll be the people's champ since we've been fucking very silent on chat for a bit. Iceberg Slim says Kenyon Coleman or Xavier Leggett, and then Toxic Splendor Papi Vela says Coleman to get over the top. So we got 2 for Coleman in chat right now.
Nice.
I
get the reasons why. Yeah, go on, go for it, AJ. I love to hear what you got to say.
Oh, dude,
grab yourself a chance.
First of all, I've been half cut since the beginning of this.
Hey,
really?
Hey, we know.
No one can tell. Nobody can tell.
Hey, AJ, we know. We know. We are seeing you fight for your life right now.
I love it.
You are fighting for your life to stay.
So what happens when it lands on AJ and he's sleeping?
Yeah. Then we're stuck. Then we're in this limbo.
We're in limbo.
We have to stay talking till he wakes back.
We're in purgatory.
Yeah, you gotta hear it. The fight is that you gotta wake me up. That's it.
That's true.
Instead of a timer on our draft picks, it's just trying to get through them so that we can get AJ awake.
He looks like he's on a boat and he's going through waves and Okay, guys, what do we think? So Keon Coleman, chat likes Keon Coleman. I know Jonathan Brooks is a fan favorite too. I think halfback's a little bit too early.
I say we risk two more rounds for a halfback because there's a couple.
You think 4th?
Sorry, I mean
this round and then get one in the next round.
Yeah.
All right.
Good chat.
What else do you guys think? Any of these players? Because I have a guy that I'm looking at here, but I want to know what you guys think.
Okay, I'll hit it straight away. Right. I was an Aggies fan before I was a Cowboys fan as a kid. So, and it hits a position of need is Edgerrin Cooper.
Yes.
Man is a beast. He's not going to get you by the 3rd. Fills a position of need in more ways than one. And the guy is an absolute baller and All-American. If you're on the All SEC first team, you tick a box straight away.
Yeah.
And he was taught. They talked with Edgerrin Cooper at the combine. He's gone to a 30 visit. Obviously, got another look at him at Dallas Day. So they know this guy more than anything, and he just fills so many needs. Like I know you guys have seen him. I do the posts, with the scores of what the players have got. Edgerrin Cooper's like in the 80s or more for everything.
Man, so in our draft last time, we took Edgerrin Cooper at 2 because he's just so good. Yeah, Cooper has the length and athleticism to be a starting caliber linebacker in the NFL in a downhill role. His lack of anticipation and instincts for deeper coverage work will likely keep him from being picked in the 1st round. I honestly don't think he's going to be there at 56. I don't. Even what they say here.
There's a chance.
I don't think he's going to be there at 56. And I hate taking a guy that we've already taken, like the draft prior, just because
it just makes so much sense.
It makes so much sense. My only counter argument or counter player that I'm looking at in this spot, and I know chat wants Keon Coleman, but Christian Haynes is a dude that and I'm just saying hypothetically, if we got to 56 and Edgerrin Cooper wasn't there and we didn't go offensive line in the 1st round, because this is where we're at right now, boys. We took a defensive interior in the 1st round. Now we're in the 2nd round. We're about to take a linebacker. Well, now that offensive line that we're also worried about, that we talked about in tonight's show, that the draft actually might have been pre-show that we were talking about it, about the offensive line, we could have 2 offensive linemen in the first 3 rounds and completely revamp. That's the only thing that makes me a little bit nervous of not taking a offensive lineman here. But I love Edgerrin Cooper so damn much.
I can swing you off Christian Haynes straight away.
Okay, let's get it.
He's right guard only.
Okay, that does it. That does it. I thought I read somewhere that he could play all of them, but yeah, if I go snaps alignment and he's all right, yeah, fuck that guy. I'm pretty sure that's why we've never drafted him.
I just thought I'd throw it to you.
No, because we'll usually look at the guys, and then I thought I read somewhere that he could play all positions though, in the interior line, but that doesn't matter because I've stuck by if I look at snaps by alignment and I've seen right guard only in college. That took him off. That for sure took him off for me.
On my draft notes, guys, I'll have to send you my draft.
Yeah,
board.
do it. Yes,
do it.
I'll send it over at some point. I've still got to finish it off, but on my notes for Christian Haynes, I'm off him straight away because I put in a note straight away. Right guard only.
That was it.
Well,
that was it. Was that your whole notes on him? And that makes sense. Zach Martin ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
So that.
Who are you gonna pick there, Anthony? Oh, sorry. AJ wants to say.
AJ, let's hear your argument.
AJ, come.
No, I just want to say I hope that this what we're doing here for you, or what we're doing together, Mike. I hope that this can like influence whatever your draft board is, and it lines up correctly. But also, look, we're not looking for guys who can just fucking potentially make a difference. I mean, what I want is someone who can come in and obviously it's all potential, but I don't want to rely on like anything more than physical stats.
Yeah.
I want that big body. I want him.
You want that thick boy.
And I want that thick boy. And if you ain't got it, fuck off. Okay.
Guys, I'm saying it right now. Edrin Cooper, welcome to the team.
Yes, bro.
I'm a firm believer if I get Edrin Cooper or Peyton Wilson in the first at 56. Because Mike, do you think there's a chance that Wilson could be at 56? Just because I'm still.
Yeah.
So if I said to the guys, if Wilson or Edrin Cooper are picked in the second round, I'm happy with the second round pick.
Well, Wilson, Cooper, and don't
Junior
sleep
Colson.
Don't exactly Colson. That's
Even if Colson and Colson. I think Colson's only going to be the only linebacker available at 56 because I don't think Edrin Cooper is
Hey, well,
stop.
Hey, stop playing there, babe.
Drafted. Let's go.
Welcome to the team.
Welcome to the team. I got to pause it up and let's get back to the board.
I thought you guys said I got to pause it up to go for a pee.
AJ.
Come on, AJ.
AJ. Oh no!
Not defense. Okay.
Okay, offense. Okay,
we're on offense.
Can you imagine in reality if there was like 3 defensive picks?
Right?
Oh, dude.
I
mean, look, people who are showing up in chat right now who have no idea what's going on. They're calling us. This one guy shows up because these dudes are clowns. and I said, thanks for stopping by the clown show.
I'll never argue with someone calling me a clown. I'm here to entertain, man. I'm here to entertain.
And our last draft, remember, boys, Mike, our last draft was like I don't know, 5 out of 7 rounds went to offensive. So
it did.
we were just force feeding offensive
It did. It definitely did.
Kilo C says,
But
"What's
it's
up, fellas?
fun.
I'm getting a haircut at the moment." Shout out to
Kilo!
Anth Beasy and the Bandwagon Boys. Shout out to the chat and the guests. Crack them if you got them.
Let's go. Kilo C.
Okay, Benson.
Okay, so I mean, again, we were very close to taking all Florida State guys in the top first 3 rounds here. But
that would be another funny one.
So this is these are the dudes we got right now, fellas. We got Jamari Thrash, Trey Benson, Michael Pratt.
I like Benson or Bloodline.
Brendan Rice, Dominican Puny, and Ray Davis. So we, and I'll just give you some backstory for us, Mike. In our previous drafts, we've taken Trey Benson. We've talked about Michael Pratt. We've taken Brendan Rice. We got taken away off of Dominic Puny off one of our guests. And Ray Davis, we've always talked about taking him, but never have.
He's good. Yeah.
So thoughts right now, let's go back to what we've done. We've taken a defensive tackle in round 1. We've taken a linebacker in round 2. So currently we're sitting with every hole that Cowboys Nation has conjured in their head on the offensive line, whatever it is. What do we do right now on the offense to kind of simmer down some of these holes?
God damn.
Yeah. I mean, like,
Go ahead, Mike.
Mike just no.
Honestly.
Mike just chuckle. Mike's chuckle fucking right now. He's chuckle fucking.
We're all chuckle fucking. We're all chuckle fucking, AJ. So anyone that's tuned in and wasn't here for the earlier of the show, Alex, aka the guy with Mike Zimmer yelling down his face, he is in Southeast Asia. It is it's 3 a.m. or it's almost 3 a.m. there. He had a night out. He's feeling good. He's feeling lively.
Right.
He's having a good time. He's having a good time.
And he cranked a full glass of Sang-Song before he fucking mid-show.
Mid-show, Sang-Song. So we have to take an offensive player. I'll look back at this. The wheel of the board landed on offense. We have no choice.
Okay. So, I mean, like, here, Benson, without a doubt, he's my RB1, as I'm sure he is on your guys' boards as well.
Yes,
he is the best running back in this draft. And that's Jonathan Brooks as well.
We've all said this. Trey Benson is probably going to or should be the first running back taken in the NFL draft. I don't believe he's going to be here at 87. I think it's a no-brainer. I think it's a no-brainer pick. I think Trey Benson, even without us addressing the offensive line, so what? Yeah. You still take the best available player at a position of need, and right now on offense. Yeah. You're looking a little bit BPA plus position of need, and we're not seeing any of these like tackle Dominic Puny. We're not taking him. Trey Benson's the best player to help the Dallas Cowboys right now.
Yeah, I mean, like if you wanted to go Ray Davis, if he wasn't there, that could work because you don't have your 4th round pick, so you're kind of overreaching, but you're still getting your running back. That it works, but I mean, for me, it would be bad. I know it's not exciting because you picked him so many times in
it's because it makes sense. It's because it makes sense though, right?
Yeah,
it's just like Edgerrin Cooper at round 2 and Trey Benson in round 3. If we get those guys round 2 and round 3, I consider the draft perfect in my mind because I don't think Edgerrin Cooper is going to be there at 56, and I sure as hell don't think Trey Benson is going to be there at 87. But we can't play into that. We have to play into what we got. So I think Trey Benson's the pick here, fellas.
Trey Benson. Welcome to the team.
Welcome to the team.
Welcome to the team.
I'd have a problem taking Puny there. I have I've got big red flags on him.
So Cowboys Chris, who was on our show, big Michigan Wolverine fan, he was on a couple weeks ago. He said the same thing when I floated the idea of Puny, and he just wasn't having it. So now hearing you and Chris say that, get the fuck out of here,
Puny. Go Puny somewhere else.
So we don't.
He's inconsistent.
Too inconsistent. So we don't have a 4th round pick, but I'm still gonna roll, or I'm still gonna spin now because there's a chance
that we could trade up.
If it selects to trade up, we could trade up into the 4th round.
But we're not taking it for our next pick.
Yes, we are. So the only way that I'm gonna spin it, and whatever it lands on, that's gonna be 174. But if it's a trade up, we can trade up into the 4th round.
Interesting.
You know what I'm saying? Okay. Well, I'm spinning for our next pick.
Okay.
Let's see what it is. Give it to me, baby. The board. It's gonna be Ant again. No, it's Mike. No. Yes, Mike. Okay.
Mike, you bastard.
So we have a long way to go now, fellas. We're 82 picks away, so there's a bit to go. What do we think?
We're 82 picks away.
82 picks away on the board.
And AJ's gone.
And we just have Mike Zimmer here.
We have Mike Zimmer yelling at Mike Poland.
Angry at us. And the microphone, if you look, is just it's just perfectly in view on his mouth there. So it is literally like he's just yelling. Mainly at me. He's off you guys.
Yeah. Mike Zimmer.
Mike Zimmer
there.
is not.
That's actually his headset mic. Alex has been using his fucking his little fucking earplug headphones.
Okay, we got 10 picks left. What do we got to do here, fellas? Mike, we got to. We need an offensive line, man.
It's got to be
in the worst way.
But hey, Joel Milton III's right there, boys.
If the Cowboys took quarterback here,
here's the good thing, right? Is inside offensive line and offensive tackle this year is deep.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So that is good news.
Hey, I like Nugent. What do you think about Nugie? Yeah. You like him?
No, I do. I like Drake Newton. Let me find him on my board. I think he's my 3rd.
Oh, speak to us. That sounds good.
Yeah. So yeah, he was a transfer out of Stanford. Got into the Big Ten last year. made the first team straight away. All-round guy. Discipline is a little bit of an issue. It's not massive.
He's Ted Nugent's fucking grandson, so obviously he thinks he's
he likes to party.
Yeah. No, I mean, the good thing with him, he's got good quickness, very good flexibility when it comes to reach blocks.
Right.
Very, very good. So there's that, and that also helps him when he's used as a puller. Using him as a puller and on reach blocks, two of his big things. But he's a high IQ guy, and I think that's what the Cowboys are really after in the center position from what they had with Travis Frederick. They want one of these guys who's the cerebral center type guy who can see and envision and then dictate to the rest of the line what they need to do. And that is Mike Nugent.
Okay.
He does have issues, does have big issues, which will need to be sort of addressed. But we're talking about a guy here in the 5th round on day 3.
And do you think he competes with Hoffman right out the get-go? Do you think
he would be better than Hoffman? Yeah.
Really? So
so
this is, to me, Drake Nugent right now in the 5th round. This is a home run pick. If you're going to get a 5th round pick that's going to start over your current solution at that position, it's a no brainer.
We didn't get JPJ, so
you didn't get Fraser. You didn't get who's another Van Pran. Those are a couple of the other good centers.
Yeah.
But Drake Nugent in the 5th. We're Nugent boys, I think, fellas.
I think we're Nugies, but who else do we have
Nugent.
there? I mean, this is
Nugent in the 5th, man.
Nugent in the 5th, not bad. But Mike Poland, what do you got there? Don't let us sway. This is your pick there, son.
But have you guys ever picked Nugent on what do you?
We were not going to tell you.
I'm trying to.
Hey, we can't tell you.
I'm trying to mix it up for you.
We can't. No, we can't tell you that.
No.
We can't tell you that.
No.
But we have to take an offensive player here.
Well, you don't have to. Mike Poland.
Oh no, sorry. I'm dumb. I'm dumb.
and technically, Mike could say trade back if he wants.
No, he can't.
Okay.
The trade up, trade down that's the only spot. You have to have it land.
Yeah. Hey, kind of a bullshit rule, but whatever.
I thought it was gonna land. I thought it was gonna land. Maybe next time
I still think that we could get an offensive tackle later in this draft.
Okay.
That would still work for us.
Okay.
So what position or what player are you thinking is the way to go?
I'm thinking Drake Nugent. If you guys are all on it, I think that
makes
a load of sense.
Hey, Mike, make this decision yourself.
Mike, stamp the approval on Drake Nugent.
Yeah, I'll say Drake Nugent.
Okay, welcome to the team.
Bring him on.
Yeah.
I can't believe
I got to pause right away.
It. I think that's great. I think that's a quality pick.
I don't know. I don't think we have picked him though.
No, we've talked about him. We came
talked
close.
about him.
We've come close to taking him.
So I was pushing you for that Nugie pick there. I liked it.
We were trying to reverse you out here.
Just so that if we do get him, I can actually have a Ted Nugent soundbite. And again, we have no idea if he's related to Ted.
No,
Nugent.
he is. I Wikipedia.
No, you're bullshit. You almost had me, but guess what? I ain't falling for that.
Okay, back to the board of doom. Let's go. AJ. Oh, it's gonna be.
Anth. Oh, lame.
And
there was one rule that it can't land on the same person.
No, you didn't say that.
God damn it.
It's Anth.
I'm up.
Ant's up.
And because it's my decision, I push it to AJ. Okay, we're
no,
resuming.
Can't do that. Can't do that.
You can.
It's bad mojo to go against the board, isn't it, fellas?
So 216 is our pick.
I just hate. I didn't even want to pick once, let alone twice. But here we go. So
you're gonna get the next 3 picks.
216. We're coming up, and I just want the best offensive lineman, and I'm gonna really listen to Jalen Ford's there.
I mean, boys, Frank Gore Jr.'s there. Come on.
We took a running back, bro.
Bloodline.
We took a running back already, bro.
Bloodline.
First of all, can I just throw out? I love Jace McClellan, and I love Jalen Ford.
Yeah, I like both. They're both good.
It's a sneaky pick here.
Yeah, they're both good players. Definitely, I agree with you.
I think Ford's our boy.
The only reason I'm going against you there, AJ, is we took Edgerrin Cooper in the 2nd, and we still have a bunch of holes. And the shitty thing is all the best players right now are spots where we don't need. Like halfback, I don't think we need now. But safety, we don't need.
Hear me out.
Ford.
Hear me out.
Okay, let's hear it.
Just hear me out. Linebacker is a scarce position and a scary position. And I don't know that we need to fill in much more besides that. Look, if we could find a cornerback who could do what Gilmore did in 2023, okay, let's bring him in.
Right now, at this point of the draft, I don't think you're finding that.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
But I don't think Jalen Ford's going to be much more than a guy that's fighting for maybe now that we got Edgerrin Cooper. And I'm not against the Ford pick. I'm just thinking like I'd rather have a spot where at least the guy we take right now has a chance to fight for a starting position, which might not be the case at this deep into the draft. So Jalen Ford right now. So AJ's pled his case for Jalen Ford. Mike, are you seeing any dudes here on this board that you're liking?
This is a tough pick for you.
Yeah, I can. Before you do it, I will say that I do believe off the top of my head that Dylan McMahon from NC State plays multiple positions.
Okay.
Okay.
On the inside offensive line, I believe.
You're right. He does.
Yeah.
So
you've got
he has snaps at left
there.
guard, center, and right guard. Ooh, that's a good selling point for this guy right here.
I was thinking that when he was talking about his snap counts, because I've got it down that he played multiple positions.
He's played he's played a lot of snaps at every single interior offensive line spot.
Let's get a size. Let's get a size look.
You want to get a size guy?
Yeah. What did we do? Did we
nice
cover that in any other position before?
Well, a lot of people will have Dylan down as a center, but I just think that he's a guy you could plug in as guard, and then if you find out that, especially at this stage of the draft, and then you decide to kick Tyler Smith out, he could be a guy you could look to play inside. He is a guy, if you want, like my notes on him, he's a guy that loses stamina quickly in the game. So his
right. This dude loses
better than his fourth.
This dude loses stamina. You're lying. Look at a picture of him.
He looks like if we blew AJ up as a fucking guard.
Okay, back to AJ asked.
Shit, that's terrible hair. That is terrible hair.
I kind of like it. It's like a long perm.
AJ said, "Have we addressed this position? Yeah, we took a center. We took Nugent last round, but we also talked that if we took 2 offensive linemen in the first 3 rounds, we'd be happy. We didn't do that.
That's not bad.
We didn't do that. So getting another piece later in the draft to fill a hole that could happen to be left guard, center, or right guard, that's a pretty good selling point.
I mean,
man.
Dylan, I'm not related to Vince McMahon. Come on.
I hope not. I hope he's
get him on the team,
bro. You can't even save Vince McMahon.
Are we gonna get
on
flagged?
WrestleMania night? You can't even save Vince McMahon.
I know they tried hard not to say him this weekend.
I like Dylan McMahon. I'm up for listening to anyone because it has him as a center. But as we just showed, and Mike said in his
my one thought, my only combatant. So Alex said Jace McClellan. I said Bloodline.
Yeah.
Are you confident, even with Trey Benson, that our running back room is set?
Yes.
You think
yes,
so? Trey Benson
for next year, yeah.
Okay.
If you get Trey Benson, he is 100% going to be your starting running back going into next season.
And then his backups. You think you're fine with his backups?
Rico Dowdle's your backup.
Yep.
Deuce, I'm only 5 foot whatever. Vaughn as the third scat back, and also Malik Davis battling it out.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'd rather take a project, even Dylan McMahon, even if he's not
now
starting this year, he has a chance to work his way in.
Do you not think that we could get Dylan, I'm not Vince McMahon's Bloodline in 233 or 244?
Ooh, sneaky.
So I'm just saying we're so deep here.
You're selling me.
That
not drafted.
You have Frank the Tank Gore Jr. and you have Jace McClellan that are options there to give our running back room a revitalization.
In that situation, you're pretty much telling me if I take Jace or I take Frank, Rico Dowdle's not going to do anything.
Or Deuce Vaughn. Or Malik Davis.
Well, so Malik Davis already a practice squad guy, though.
Yeah, but I'm just saying you could have Benson, Gore, or McClellan, and Dowdle as your 1, 2, 3.
Just running back.
I would go off Frank Gore, right, for the Cowboys. I'm not saying he's a bad player. He's really, really. If you go to his thing, if you click on him, really undersized, and we've got an undersized guy in Deuce Bourne on the team already.
Exactly.
Yep.
Sold. I'm not.
Don't forget about that.
I'm off of running back here because
okay.
I believe in Trey Benson that much.
Just wanted to say it.
I believe in Trey Benson
Yeah.
that much. I don't believe in our
I
offensive
like
line.
I like your style of thinking.
I don't believe in. I do like your style of thinking, Ad, because I actually would have been down last draft.
Totally.
Where I would have been down last draft, where our first running back taken was Jace McClellan. That was the first running back we took.
Yep.
And then I would have been fine with double dipping with Isaiah Davis.
Totally.
Because
But you
now
have
you have
Benson.
now you have two unsure guys.
Yep.
It gives you a better chance of one of those guys being the dude.
Yep.
Whereas we took Trey Benson with a pretty high draft capital, 3rd round. I just don't want to double down on that. I'd rather double down. We took a center with Nugent. I'd even rather double down with center with McMahon, who can kick out to a different position and still even be serviceable.
Okay, fuck with them.
Okay, I'm going Dylan McMahon, baby. Welcome to the team.
Yay.
Oh shit! I gotta pause. I gotta pause. Watch. Now we're gonna get. Now in the
Oh, no.
6th, 7th rounds, we're gonna get trade up, trade down. I guarantee it.
No, it's AJ. It's AJ.
AJ.
Oh, it's Zimmer.
AJ. We knew you could do it. We fucking knew you could do it.
AJ, welcome to the team.
Welcome to the team.
I'm the fucking champ. All right, let me see, boys. Let me see.
I got to resume draft here. We're 10 picks away, and then I'll zoom it right in for you, babe.
Dude, you got to remind him who we picked.
What do you mean?
Like who
I
we
will.
have.
I will. I'll bounce stuff off them. There's your guys, Jay.
Okay. So I do love Isaiah Davis.
We know.
Just
Yep.
gonna throw that out there. Don't think we picked that in the RB at this point.
We have Trey Benson in the 3rd.
Did we pick Trey Benson? Okay.
I'm not okay. I'll say this too. At this spot, I'm not mad at Isaiah Davis. This is a spot. There was a guy, McMahon, who we took last round. I feel like he has a spot on the team. Now we have 2 offensive linemen to battle it out. I'm fine with almost any position here with these last 2 picks. So Isaiah Davis isn't out of the range here. We haven't taken a wide receiver either, though, fellas. Just saying.
No wide out.
I'm just gonna throw it. I'm throwing this to my boys, who are all on this call. Okay, and I know I got the fucking handcuffs, so I'm not worried about it. But I want to know,
Spicy.
What about Isaiah Davis and or Curtis Joseph?
You mean Curtis 50 Cents Jacobs?
Curtis 50 Cent.
From linebacker U from Penn State. Yeah, we've taken him a few.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't hate either of those picks right now. I think running back and linebacker in the later rounds has value because those guys, a running back at this spot can still end up being a player in the NFL.
Yeah, keep scrolling down there, right? Okay, we got.
Well, AJ's already said his 2 picks.
Yep.
We got to battle it out. So we got to look here. How much do you got any draft buzz or draft research on either of these cats?
Curtis Jacobs, yeah. So good trying bowl. Where are we? Curtis Jacobs, yeah. Good trying bowl. I've got down. Solid tackler, not bad as a pass rush. Good in coverage. His big issue. His big issue is finding the ball carrier amongst the trash. You see it often. Like when he's trying to locate the ball carrier, he kind of gets lost. He's definitely going to need to add a bit more weight to him. That's for sure. To play the role that the NFL is going to want him to play. As a pass rusher, and I know that's crazy, but I just think that he definitely needs to add the right type of weight in order for that. He's a good guy in pursuit, good instincts, and he's an explosive mover.
He's fast, man. 4.58 for a dude that's 6'1", 241. He's got some decent.
Yeah, and I just want to say, like, I believe full-heartedly that these guys who get drafted can probably put on 10 pounds.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's my threshold.
Well, who's your dude?
They can get.
Who's your guy, AJ? This is you. The Wheel of Doom selected you, my friend.
AJ likes Isaiah Davis.
I know.
I think he's going Isaiah Davis, and I wouldn't be mad about.
I'm not mad with Curtis Jacobs or Isaiah Davis, to be honest.
No, I'm actually leaning towards Curtis Davis. I think Mike, is that who you were talking about?
Curtis Jacobs, yeah.
Yeah,
From Penn
man.
State.
Curtis, what did he call him the first time?
Curtis Johnson, Curtis Johnson or something like that.
Curtis Johnson. No.
Wait, Jake,
Because,
who do you like? Give us what you like.
Mike mentioned that one of the negatives, or a couple of negatives, basically with Curtis Johnson was that he was an underweight linebacker.
Yes,
we need linebacker, and with our excuse me, our draft picks that we've made, I don't know that we like. I love Isaiah Davis, by the way.
I like Jacobs, man.
Yeah, but so we picked up Kendricks. We got Cooper in this draft, and now we're gonna take Jacobs.
Why not? At this point, realistically, this is a flyer. At this point, you're just taking someone that you think can play on special teams.
Yeah.
This isn't even a guy like you're hoping that this guy's going to play on special teams, and then somehow you find a guy that
Just give me a revitalization on the size of Isaiah.
Isaiah Davis. I think he's 6'2", like 215-ish. But let me get it here for you. So yeah, 6'1", 220. So
6'1", 220.
But that's so much that's a carbon copy almost of Trey Benson, right? Like I'd be more.
You want to triple down on D? Give Zimmer some more pliability there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely. I think Curtis Jacobs or
Fuck
Johnson
it.
or
take Lovett. We don't have a wide receiver.
Fuck Lovett.
Fuck
And
Lovett.
Adam, you've said it best. We're talking about Curtis 50 Cent Jacobs.
All right.
There
welcome
it is.
to the
Welcome
team.
to the team. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah.
It
Thank you very much. You know how that excites me.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's who we're
Because
talking
every
about.
time he's on the field, we'll play many men.
Many men. Every time he makes sack, many men.
Oh, Mike is back.
Oh,
It's Mike.
Repeat.
So
Repeat, baby.
So if this draft gives us the worst draft grade, I'm always gonna let him know it. The Ants draft.
Well, no, because I'm gonna take my 3 picks and that's my grade. My grade's not the draft. My grade's my 3 picks, son. And the funniest thing is, if you can see over here, I even put my name 4th because I didn't want to put my name first and have this happen. And then dickhead beside me complained because I put my name first. That's why I got picked the most.
No, it's because he put it right in the middle. He knew that it was gonna land on him every single time.
I hacked it.
He hacked the draft.
We got one
board.
pick left, and I'm just gonna make it easy for you fellas. I'm taking the top wide receiver, Zachary Franklin. Let's take a look at him. But that's who I'm probably gonna
Yak
take.
Daddy. Yak Daddy, this guy.
He's a yak daddy.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah,
I like
very good route runner. Good with the ball in his hands as a yak daddy. Biggest thing going against him. So first of all, transfer from the UTSA Roadrunners, went over to Ole Miss and got injured, but he's still really good. So the stats are going to look a bit weird on last season because he did get injured.
Yeah.
But one thing I will say as well is I believe me and Paul checked this out. He's going to be a Cowboys 30 visit as well.
I don't like the way he's staring at me through the screen, to be honest.
Okay.
I don't like the way he's staring at me. He's looking at you intensely.
He's dead on.
I mean,
dead on. Yeah.
he's locked in. I like it, and the fact that he's going to be a Cowboys 30 visit.
449.
Yeah.
Franklin.
I'm just gonna say this. I don't love the unbuttoned. If you scroll up there.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but if he would have been buttoned up, we would have called him like a computer salesman or
Yeah.
something. I kind of like what he's
Mike-
giving us.
No, but Mike, I'm on board with you.
And you got
I want it.
You can see it here.
Let's bring him on.
He only had 4 receptions for 38 yards and 1 touchdown. So like Mike said, his stats aren't going to jump off, but we're at this point of the draft. It's our last pick. We're just throwing up Hail Marys a little bit. So hopefully he catches that Hail Mary. And because I have the final say, I'm taking Tua. Just kidding.
Bloodline.
We're going to go Zachary Franklin. Welcome to the team.
Bring him on.
Yeah, I mean, his size is his biggest setback. The injury is one as well. But he's a guy who you're not going to have play on the outside. He's going to be a guy that you're going to want to just throw to, get the ball in his hands, and just get going.
Okay, boys.
Yeah.
What do we think we got here?
Well, we're going to have to kind of.
All right.
So they're saying
Read it.
they're saying
Read
our
us
worst.
back from our first pick to our last pick.
So they're saying the worst thing we did is that we should have taken Brian Thomas Jr. at 24, but we went with Braden Fisk.
Do they not know? Did they not know that we had a wheel that we were dealing with?
We had the wheel. We had the wheel.
Oh, fuck.
Braden Fisk.
They don't know about the wheel.
I mean, we knew that Braden Fisk was not on the PFF grade. It was going to be bad, but in reality, the way that Mike Poland explained it to us, it'll be a decent pick.
So Braden Fisk, I like it. And it's a spot of need. And then we go down to Edrin Cooper, a B, which I think should be higher, but it's not. Great pick though. Automatically, will start for the Dallas Cowboys. Both these guys. And between Braden Fisk, going to go back to the first pick here. Braden Fisk going against Mozzie Smith. You're just going to bring out the best in each player. So that's also a good thing.
Absolutely.
Trey Benson, A-. That's our fucking dog right there.
There he is.
I really think if you get him in the third round, that is his absolute
87. I just can't see him being available.
And then Nugie.
Hey guys, does Trey Benson almost feel like an automatic right now? And I don't want to get too locked into that, but do we feel like we're getting Trey Benson in the third round?
I'm gonna be sad. I'm gonna be sad when he gets taken at 49.
No, we're gonna have a clip of Anth right now going, I fucking told you.
Yeah,
I told you.
I told you. He will not be there at 87. If the Cowboys took him at 56, I wouldn't be mad. I honestly wouldn't.
I wouldn't be mad.
Drake Nugent. Then we got Dylan McMahon.
Dylan, I ain't Vince McMahon's bloodline.
I love the back. I like the back-to-back center picks, man. That's going outside the box, but it definitely addresses. And I get it. Dylan McMahon from North Carolina State shows him under center for his spot here, but
we didn't draft him as a center.
He's an interior offensive lineman.
That hair, you're gonna pigtail it, and you're gonna fucking get kicked out.
Yep, exactly. Then you got Curtis 50 Cent Jacobs or Johnson or whatever AJ was calling him. We got the B+ there, Penn State linebacker, and then our last pick, an A-.
Oh, Franklin with an A-. I like. Okay, hey, Franklin's my guy.
I think we're gonna have a solid. I think a B+. I think our grade's gonna be a solid.
I think with the back,
A-.
I think it'll be a B+.
B+ is safe, Mike. What do you think we got?
B+. It's a B+.
B.
Okay, hey,
a solid B.
A solid B.
Solid B.
The only reason it probably wasn't a B+ was from that really bad first overall pick.
Yeah.
Just kidding, Mike. I'm just bugging you.
No, you got it. You got it.
Fuck them. Fuck PFF. They don't know.
And AJ spoken. Fellas, that was fun. That was a fun show. I had a really good time. And we know AJ had a good time.
Yeah, fuck. AJ's, it's 4 a.m. in Thailand right now. AJ is wasty. He's fucking gonna go. What time is it? Where are you at right now, Mike?
20 past 10 in the evening.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Not too bad.
That's not too bad. You're feeling good. Guys, what do you think of this draft? I'm gonna rate it on our overall drafts. I'm gonna give this, out of our 7, I'm going to probably put this at 3. I think this is probably our third best draft.
Well, I like it because there's a couple dudes on here that we haven't picked that is going to force us to kind of watch some film on. You know, I'm thinking Franklin. I'm thinking
Fisk.
McMahon. I'm thinking Fisk.
Well, and realistically, I'm going to ask Mike this right now because you didn't get the chance with your first overall pick because we had some weird rules going. Without the rules, who would you be super excited with the Cowboys getting at 24?
Well, like if I had the choice, and I would be probably like Graham Barton. I would like, not just because he's a good center, but I like the versatility. So if you decide, because like what you can do with Barton, you could draft him and you could just forget it. You just be like, right, we'll worry about how this offensive line once we get to training camp. Whereas, like, say if it's JPJ or it's Mims or it's Guyton, you need a plan. You need to create an identity for that offensive line, which that offensive line right now has no identity. Or if it does, I don't know what it is. With Barton, you can pick him. He's one of those fire and forget situations. There we go. That's what I'm doing. I'm going to figure it out once I get to camp, and we'll have a little bit of a shuffle around, and we'll see what works best.
Because you're saying Barton's a guaranteed starter no matter what. You take him at you take him at 24. And this is my thing with the 24th pick. I don't give a fuck where or what guy you take. He just better be starting September, whatever day the Cowboys open the season off. That's it. That's all I care about. Week 1, that guy better be top of the depth chart at his position. That's all I want.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's
definitely.
too much to ask, especially
Is that not too much to ask?
I don't think it's too much to ask with how deep this draft is with offensive line. So Mike Poland from UK Cowboys, we appreciate having you come by, man. And if you guys haven't followed him on Instagram, haven't followed Blogging the Boys, haven't followed the World's team, Mike's in a little bit of all of it, but we'll give you a second here or 10 to shout yourself out there, Mike.
No. I want to shout you guys out.
Oh,
I'm going to
nice.
do that instead because you guys, I do love you. I love all three. I love you three guys. I love you three guys so much.
We love you too, man.
And it was a lot of fun being around you guys and sharing a few drinks, watching the games and all the rest of it. Listening to about how hard the ground is in Japan. That was a life-altering conversation. Life-altering.
I think that was just you and I, Mike, that was listening to that dude. That's hilarious. That's some folklore right there. That is some folklore right there. Well, hey, buddy, we appreciate you coming on, and we, again, would love to have you pop on at some point during the 3-day draft extravaganza that we're going to do. We'll line that up with you, but we definitely want you on as the draft's going on because you're a wealth of knowledge, and you better send us that sheet because we
want that draft board.
Yeah, that draft board. We will use that as we're drafted, like right now.
Yeah, and even if you pop on for 5, 10, 15 minutes, whatever you want, like literally, we're drafting the entire draft. So
we'll be live the whole time.
Yeah, sorry, we're live streaming the entire draft.
We're live ourselves, but like we got a lot more of us. You know, there's about 5 or 6 of us, so we tend to all be in and out along with other guests and all the rest of it. People from the Cowboys come in and out, so I tend to just be floating around. Plus, there's all the stuff I've got to do with blogging the boys, so we kind of like all bounce around. So I think I will come on day 3 because a good thing on day 3, there's no 4th round pick, so I come and join you guys then, and we can talk about the other picks that have happened in advance.
We'd love that.
And cross reference all of these other mock drafts that we've all done.
Yes, definitely. All right, guys, for the Cam Fan crew, we will be back Wednesday night for the main event. AJ's going to have, actually, he doesn't get hungover, but he's going to have, you think he would have some sort of hangover. Okay, love you guys. Love the bandwagon boys. Love our guy, Mike Poland, all the way from the UK. Have a good night, and thank you, chat. Boo, boo, boo.
AJ's already sleeping. What do you think? Sunday service.
Oh, dude, I am ready for